Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome into the overnight with coverage of high school football. We have playoff game for you today. Lucas Berry alongside Chris Rader. And Chris, I don't know how we're going to brave the elements, but we'll have to stand it out here in this fantastic autumn weather.
You cannot ask for a better weather for a football game, could? I mean, it is beautiful out here today. Absolutely.
Well, we have ourselves a good one. We anticipated, and we've got two old rivals getting together. And like we said, this means a little bit more, seeing as whoever loses today, their season is over. Chris, these two teams played a game that no one can agree on what the final score was, but it was a good game last year.
I watched that game online, and the final score was 35-14. And if you go to the WVSSAC website, it says 42-28. So I'm either right or I'm losing my mind. But that was, I'm telling you, that was a 35-14 score earlier this year.
Now let's talk about how that game went outside the final score. That was a game Will Kill left thinking, hey, we can hang with these guys. This should be a really good game.
You know, Lucas, when the playoff pairings came out last week, my knee-jerk reaction was this was as good a matchup as Oak Hill could have hoped for. And here's why I think that. It's not unlike on Princeton. Princeton's a great team. It's had a great season. It's an opponent that Oak Hill's familiar with. It's an opponent that Oak Hill knows it can play with. They have taken Princeton in the fourth quarter in a very competitive game each of the last 2 years. And from a travel perspective, it's 55 minutes down the road. We could be up in Jefferson 4 hours from home right now. Instead, you get a nice little 55-minute bus trip down the interstate. So I'm looking forward to it. I think from an Oak Hill perspective, it's as good a matchup as you could have hoped for. But you got to come in and win, and Princeton is dynamic, and this is going to be a big test for the Devils tonight.
My dad and I were talking about this before the game. The lowest output of the season in terms of points that Princeton has was all the way back in week 2, and they beat Bluefield 27-6. This is a high-powered offense.
I'm going to give you a few stats, and if you're an Oak Hill fan, buckle up here because this might scare you a little bit when I start giving some of these stats. So Princeton has kind of a three-headed monster. They have the quarterback, running back, and receiver. So their quarterback is Chance Barker. For the year, Chance Barker had 2,378 passing yards, 33 TDs, 2 interceptions. 2 interceptions all year, 72% completion rate. Markel Lowe, who went off against Oak Hill the last time they played, had 1,267 yards rushing this year with 18 touchdowns. He had another 4 receiving. And then Dominic Collins, and if you're not familiar with Dominic Collins, he might introduce himself to you today. Collins is the receiver that up at WVU's football camp ran a 4.25. It's the fastest recorded 40 they've ever had at one of their camps up there. For the season, Dominic Collins had 20 touchdown receptions, over 1,200 yards receiving. In the first game, he actually had his lowest output of the year against Oak Hill. However, Lowe went off. So you're kind of picking your poison with these two.
And we shall pause here for our national anthem. We will return.
Commanded by Cadet Major Jacob Simmons. And the playing of our national anthem by the award-winning Princeton High School Marching Band under the direction of Gregory Richmond and drum major Spencer Hawkins.
If you heard a Go Tigers in the background, no, we're not in Baton Rouge.
That wasn't you, was it, Lucas?
No, it was not.
Okay, just want to make sure.
I do have family that went to LSU, though. But back to our, you were supplying the nightmare for Oak Hill's defensive coordinator, weren't you?
Well, I mean, it's a huge challenge today, and so you kind of have to pick your poison. And last time we played them, we were able to take away Collins, but then Lowe went off on us from a rushing perspective, had a big screen pass that went for 70 yards. So I was talking to Rob Long yesterday. Oak Hill's going to do a little something different defensively today. They're going to go really small defensively. You're not going to see a kid on defense. You might not see a kid on defense over 200 pounds. And if he is, he's barely over 200 pounds. They're going to put James Green in at a defensive line position. They're going to slide Mason McMullen down from a linebacker and put him at a defensive line position. What they're hoping to do is to get as many athletes at as much speed on the field as they can to counteract Princeton's speed. Now, we all know the downside to that is if those big Princeton linemen can engage with those smaller guys and get their hands on them, they're just going to drive block them, and they're going to be able to run it down their throat. So you're taking a chance. This is the game plan Oak Hill has come up with today to try to offset Princeton's speed, but it's going to be a huge challenge for the Devils. There's no doubt.
Let's talk about the Oak Hill offense, because it seems to me that the game plan is almost telegraphed, because I'm thinking keep the Princeton offense off the field, run it with J.D. Moritz the whole time.
And they're going to try to do that. And I was talking to Rob, and they're definitely going to try to shorten the game. And Oak Hill has really been a team that's done that all year anyway. When you think of teams that go 4 wide and getting a shotgun, a lot of times you think of hurry up. Oak Hill doesn't do that. Oak Hill has actually been a very methodical team all year. They take their time getting the play in, and that's definitely going to be the case this year. And you said it correctly. If Princeton's offense isn't on the field, they can't score. So they would definitely like to chew up clock and control the game with their ground game today.
We shall see how things go. Of course, Oak Hill, I interviewed Devon after the game, and I understand why he said what he said, but I take a little bit of issue with what he said, that he told me that he doesn't think Oak Hill gained a lot of respect from hanging with University. Maybe not respect, but I think it proved last week that we got a good football team, and you build off that loss like, okay, yes, we lost the game, we're disappointed, missed out on the home playoff game, but you still played with a team that was desperate coming into that game. Now, I think for Oak Hill, you got to take something from that, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. And Coach Marion has to say that he's got to keep their heads level and their minds focused. So yeah, he's not going to say, yeah, we got some respect from a loss. I totally get that. I would say that if I were him too. I think I can tell you that I have respect for this Oak Hill team. They've even in the games that they've lost, they've played in every game. And I go back to this first game with Princeton, who is the best team that they've played this year. That was a touchdown game in the fourth quarter. Oak Hill's 3 inches away from a safety to make it 21-16 and get the ball back. And frankly, Princeton has kind of a fluky play where the kid shuffles it ahead to his teammate as he's going down in the end zone. They break a big play, go on to score. But if you didn't watch that game, 35-14 is not indicative of how close that game was. That was a competitive 4-quarter game, and I'm hoping that the Oak Hill kids take that confidence into today and know that, hey, we can play with these guys. We haven't finished it. We didn't finish it last year. We didn't finish it earlier this year. But Oak Hill can play with these guys, and I hope they have that confidence.
Historically, though, these games between Princeton leads the all-time series 41-27, but these games are usually pretty close. The average score is 19-14 Princeton. This is a close series. It always has been.
Yeah, it always has been a close series, but two old Coalfield Conference rivals. And look, just as from a personal perspective, actually, we're rooting for Oak Hill. If Princeton wins this game, I hope Princeton wins the whole daggone thing. I really do.
Yeah.
I root for the local area teams. They've done a great job down here, the staff. They have some terrific athletes. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Two old Coalfield Conference rivals getting together in the playoffs. I don't know if they've ever played in the playoffs. My guess is they haven't.
You're right, yeah.
Yeah, I would think they have never met in the playoffs, so this adds extra stakes to the rivalry.
Not only is another layer, I just remembered. Devon Marion was on the Princeton coaching staff last year.
Absolutely, yeah. So, I mean, these are people who know Coach Marion knows the coaching staff over here. They know him. And offensively, they really do a lot of the same things. They're going to go 4 wide. They're going to have a single back. Both of them are heavy screen teams, but they'll also run a lot of counters and powers with their run game. So offensively, they do a lot of the same things.
And as the crowd rises to their feet, the Tiger captains emerge onto the field, and the team shall follow momentarily. Chris, I found an interesting nugget here. I wanted to just throw this in. The first time these two teams played was nearly 100 years ago in 1926. That game ended in a 0-0 tie. I don't think we're going to get that today.
I do not think we're going to have that low-scoring game today. And I'll tell you what, while they're flipping the coin here, Lucas, I'll give you some end-of-year stats for Oak Hill. I gave them for Princeton, but I want to give them for our guys too. Malachi Lewis ended the year with 1,156 passing yards, 12 TDs compared to only 4 interceptions. He added another 540 on the ground for another 10 TDs. So he accounted for 22 touchdowns at a position he's never played before. So Malachi has really grown into the position as the season's progressed. J.D. Moritz, 1,000 yards is kind of a big milestone for most backs. J.D. hit that this year, 1,038 rushing yards on 165 carries for 10 touchdowns. He averaged 6.3 yards per carry. David Spalding was our leading receiver reception-wise with 29 catches. And then from a yardage perspective, Elijah Gray added 21 catches for 456 yards. He was our leading receiver through the air as far as yards go with 5 touchdowns. So Oak Hill has had a great year, 8-2. I didn't get the final defensive statistics. I know going into last week, Adam Long already had 103 tackles. He's well over 100 tackles. He's actually among the state leaders. He's had a fantastic year from his inside linebacker position. And then from an individual perspective on defense, Malachi Lewis and Elijah Gray, each with 4 interceptions this year.
It should be a good one, and, I think the crowd got overexcited when Oak Hill walked on the field. We're on the Princeton side of things, and I can't see a bunch of helmets and Tigers in helmets down there, so I'm going to assume that cheer was for the visitors. Maybe not.
So I will tell you another, we talk so much about skill position players. Somebody to really keep an eye on for Princeton tonight today is, I'm going to keep saying tonight. I'm not, I'll do that all game. But it's big. Eli Campbell, number 60. He's a 2-time All-State lineman. He's already committed to Air Force. He's a Division I commit. And Eli Campbell plays offense and defense for him. He's a really good player, one of the best linemen in the state, if not the best lineman in the state. Now, I will tell you something to keep an eye on when he's on defense. Oak Hill's coaches thought that he got away with a lot of defensive holding in the first game, right in the interior of the line. If you've watched Oak Hill this year, Oak Hill likes to pull their guards and tackles. There were several plays that I saw a couple of videos where Campbell literally was just diving and grabbing Adam Long's legs and not letting go. So it's something that they noticed. They're going to try to alert the referees to that. I'll try to keep an eye on in the interior line as much as I can. But we'll see. We'll try to keep an eye on that. But he is a terrific football player, and he really controls the middle for Princeton.
On your screen, Oak Hill will be in the black helmets with the white jersey with the black numeral and white pants. Princeton in all blue. I think that's a blue helmet. I could be wrong. Sunny in my eyes. Looks really dark, almost black.
Yeah, I think they're in their all blue today, yeah. I kind of like their white helmet, though. I like the white helmet they usually wear, yeah.
I do, too. It looks sharp. Of course, these look sharp, too. Both two well-dressed teams, and you know what they say, when you look good, you play good.
We got a great crowd here today, too.
We do.
I mean, it's packed house over here on the Princeton side. I'm looking over at the Oak Hill side. They're probably 2/3 to 3/4 full. And again, if we're playing in Jefferson or Martinsburg,
oh no.
I mean, just your diehard parents, and probably not even some parents can make that game.
Yeah.
So I was kind of happy when Oak Hill was able to get this game against Princeton. I thought it was a really good draw for them.
I was too, and we're about set to get things going as the clock ticks down to 30 seconds to go until the official start of the game. The ball will be placed on the tee on the 40-yard line. Oak Hill will be kicking off to start the game. Don't know who won the toss, so don't know if someone deferred or not, but we know Oak Hill will get the ball to start the second half.
No, the last couple weeks we've seen Oak Hill really just squib it, and I wouldn't be surprised again to keep it away from Lowe and Mosser down there, two of their dynamic kick returners. We'll see what Oak Hill wants to do here, but they've really cost themselves a lot of field position doing that. But they've been leery of some dynamic returners, and Princeton certainly has those here today.
We shall see. Kickoff will go from left to right on your screen. And we're underway. It is almost an onside kick, and it's going to be recovered at about the 49-yard line for Princeton. So, Chris Rader, what do you think about that?
I mean, it's unfortunately what we've done the last couple weeks, and Oak Hill has really lost the field position battle doing it. I get the mindset. I do. You have two dynamic returners back there. But, man, you are really starting Princeton in business by doing that. And here we go. We're seeing the very small defense out on the field for the Devils. So across the line, you're seeing Ashmore Green, James Ludwig, Aaron Higginbotham. So, and then we see Mason McMullen. So they're going really small here.
Chance Barker in the backfield, two receivers to each side, single set back with him. on the 49-yard line. Here is a snap. It's a handoff. And that's a dive forward for about a 2-yard gain. 2nd and 8 for the Tigers.
So that was Adam Long from his inside linebacker position. And again, what Oak Hill's hoping to do today is just have those small guys shoot gaps, try to disrupt the Princeton offense in the backfield. You're taking a chance doing that because they're giving up a ton of size up front, but they're able to do it that time and just keep low to a minimal gain.
Something else you're seeing, and we didn't talk about this in the pregame, but Princeton's not huddling, and they're going to go.
Yeah, they'll go fast, and Oak Hill hasn't seen that a lot other than Independence this year.
Man comes in motion. It's a handoff, and looks like they'll break it through right on the line to gain.
Yeah, I think he's got it. It looks like to me he's probably made the 41, so that's probably going to be a Princeton first down. They had something going over there on the right-hand side. And see if they met. Yeah, they're going to go ahead and give him first down. I thought he got it.
I did too. So quick first down for the Tigers here.
And what Princeton will do, they'll show you that power run game, and then they'll pull it out of his gut and throw a screen over here to Collins or Mosser. So they're a dynamic team. Oak Hill's got their hands full here.
Twins to each side as Barker checks his wristband. He has his play. He has the ball. He'll hand it off. And right into the heart of that
James Ludwig,
defense.
really nice play that time from the sophomore. He was able to bottle up Markel Lowe that time. He had a little hole for a second, but Ludwig closed it up. Now, something Oak Hill's doing, they are going man on these outside receivers. Malachi is not playing a deep safety. So, I mean, this looks like zero coverage to me, basically. So, the middle of the field with these Princeton speedsters is going to be open if they want to take a shot.
2 receivers to each side. Snap is back. Barker throws the first time today, and that pass is incomplete. Don't know if it got tipped or if there was just a miscommunication over there.
So this is where you want to have Princeton, though. You want to put them in obvious passing situations. So here, 3rd and long. So that's where Oak Hill wants to keep the Tigers here tonight.
3rd down and 7 from the 38, says the scoreboard to my left.
Although with this position inside the 40, this is going to be 4-down territory, I'm sure, for Princeton.
I would think, yes. Barker checking his wristband. Once again, he's got 2 receivers to each side. And a single setback with him.
No, they are doubling Collins over here.
It's a quarterback keep. Barker will take it. He'll get from the 35, and that sets up a very...
It's going to be 4th down. They ran a little speed option to the right there. Adam Long did a nice job of coming up on Barker, but that's going to set up a 4th and about 2, which Princeton's going to go for here. It's a big play early here in the game for the Devils.
See if the Oak Hill defense can batten down the hatches here. As it looks like some last-minute communique from the Princeton receivers. Here is, nope, they're going to get the play now.
And again, Oak Hill is doubling Collins out here on the left.
Snap is back. Trying to, in the middle, that pass is caught. And that'll give him a big first down, big play for Princeton.
So Collins ran a little crossing route that time. He is being doubled out there. Mikey spikes on him, and then they're sliding Elijah over top of him. But he was able to run a crossing route and get through there. So big conversion for Princeton here early.
9:21 showing on the first quarter clock at NS Honeycutt Field. Princeton now coming out. Again, getting their play from the sideline.
They're not huddling, Lucas, but they're not going fast either.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they're taking their time getting the play in from the sideline.
It really kind of feels like it's a semi-no huddle where we're just going to keep the same guys out so you can't sub. Man goes in motion out to the wide, to the near side, and that saw a big collision there at the 20, but the play kept going, and that's going to be near first down yardage for Princeton.
Yeah, big Eli Campbell, I mentioned in the pregame, had a nice block on Mason McMullen. Oak Hill's given up so much size in the interior, and they knew they would be. They're going to try to shoot gaps and just disrupt them in the backfield here, but they are giving up a lot of size to Princeton.
So Barker now getting his play. Looks like they'll have 3 to this side, 1 out wide.
And again, I don't know if you can see it on the screen, but they have 2 men committed to Collins out here. Everybody else is in man.
Hand off. And he'll keep his legs turning, and he's going to score. Touchdown, Princeton.
Yeah, he got some help from Campbell that time. He just kept pushing him, but they found something there on the right-hand side. So again, in the first game, Markel Lowe had a big game against the Devils, and they took away Collins, and it looks like they're trying to do that again, but Lowe had a nice run that time.
So Princeton takes advantage of the excellent field position, marches it right down the field in a little under 4 minutes and scores with the extra points coming up. Snap is back, kick is up, kick's on the way, and that kick is good. So with 8:03 to go here in the first quarter, it is Princeton 7, Oak Hill nothing. We shall return on the River Network.
Here at Tyree Funeral Home, we strive for comfort, tradition, and excellence. We strive to help each family in their time of need so that no one will be turned away. Offering 2 locations and options for traditional or same-day services. To make it easier on your loved ones, we also offer pre-need planning. I am Jonathan Wood, and I will continue to keep the same tradition that Joe Tyree taught me, the Tyree way.
At CAMC, we are driven by the challenges of the heart, inspired by its ability to be repaired through clinical excellence and advanced technologies. We have the training and experience to treat complex cardiac issues with minimally invasive procedures, cutting-edge therapies, and surgical advancements. Our understanding of the heart extends far beyond what makes it tick. That's what drives us to be the state's most trusted hospital in cardiac care.
Lead on the Oak Hill Red Devils, and Chris, about to see the Oak Hill offense on the field for the first time today.
Yeah, see if Oak Hill can answer. You got to get that. He touched that. Oh no, they're saying he didn't. That's going to be a huge break for Oak Hill. I thought Elijah touched that, but they're going to throw the flag, and they're going to say it went out of bounds. So Oak Hill will get the ball at the 35 here.
Goes out of bounds.
That might be a really important play at the end of this game.
I can tell you, Oak Hill special teams has hurt them the last 2 games. The punt return, the punt team, giving up the yardage on the kickoff. So hopefully we have to get the special teams buttoned up here a little bit today. But that was almost a big mistake by Elijah Gray that time. Very, very fortunate that the ref deemed that he didn't touch that ball.
If you ask me, in my heart of hearts, if he touched it, I will say he did.
It's hard to tell. I thought he did, but hey, we'll take the break.
We'll take it. As the crowd registers their displeasure with
this
that
is a
call.
different look. This is a 2-box set for Oak Hill. I haven't seen him do this all year.
And we got a flag on the field.
So this is different. I haven't seen him go 2-box set all year. They got Tyler Ashmore and J.D. Moritz lined up on either side.
It looks like we've got another penalty against Princeton.
Yeah, I think we're going to have offsides on there. Looks like their big defensive end, Jordan Cooper, got a little jumpy that time, so that's going to make it 1st and 5. But already Coach Marion is showing a little wrinkle here that I doubt that Princeton has on film at all. I haven't seen a 2-box set all year.
Hey, Darren, if this crowd gets any more rowdy, you got room for us up there?
They're into it.
They're into it for sure. You expect nothing less in a playoff game. So we'll see what Oak Hill comes out in here now, if they come back in that 2-back set. And they will come back to a little more traditional set for Oak Hill. Just a little bit.
They have Ashmore to wing here.
Okay, comes across the formation. It's a snap to Malachi. He'll hand it off to J.D. Moritz. J.D. It's a first down and then some. He'll get to about the 50 before he gets dragged down by a host of Tigers.
So they had Tyler Ashmore lined up at a right wing. They pulled him to the play side that time. He had a nice little block, J.D., and a nice 10-yard gain. I can tell you in the first game, Oak Hill moved the ball well against Princeton. What ended up hurting them was some penalties and a couple turnovers, but they moved the ball well against them the first game.
Ball resting square on the 50-yard line.
Again, they're going with that 2-box set, Lucas. It's a little different look for Oak Hill.
Stack receivers to the far side, single receiver down here. It's a handoff. And J.D., he got a half yard. I don't know how, but he got a half yard.
Yeah, they were waiting on him that time, and that's something Oak Hill wants. They want to have nice gains on first down. They want to stay ahead of the sticks so they don't put themselves in obvious passing situations either.
So 2nd and 9.5.
So Ashmore's checking out, and Elijah Gray's checking in, so we'll probably see Oak Hill go more to their traditional 4-receiver set here. And they got Carson Treadway, the freshman, lined up by himself in this 3-by-1 set, Lucas.
Indeed they do. Here's the snap. It's a handoff. JD finds the hole, and he'll dive forward to about the 46. So that'll make it 2nd down and 6.
So they pulled the backside guard at kind of Derek Sullivan. Derek's a little banged up. He's dealing with the toe injury. He's toughing it out. He tried to follow Derek up in there. Didn't have a lot going on. So it's 3rd and 6, but I can tell you, if we're going by what Coach Marion has done most of the year, this is going to be 4-down territory. So don't be surprised to see a little run here because he'll feel like he has another play to get the rest of the yardage for the 1st down.
Crowd is really into it here.
They got to watch the play clock. They might have to take a timeout here.
I think they do, yeah. 5
They got to
seconds on
hurry
play
up.
clock. And Marion has called a timeout.
Yeah, they got a little too deliberate that time.
Crowd forced the timeout. We'll take it with them on the New River Network. We'll be back right after this.
Bankruptcy is complicated. My clients are hardworking individuals who, through no fault of their own, find themselves trapped. We are West Virginians representing West Virginians against big corporations, banks, and insurance companies. We've always done it, we're always going to do it, and we're always going to fight the good fight. No matter how big the company, no matter how big the corporation, we're going to stand up for West Virginians.
Welcome back in as we come out of timeout. It's a 3rd down and 6 for the Red Devils, and probably 4-down territory, and this crowd is still into it.
Now again, they have Tyler lined up here on the wing on the left this time. Let's see if he pulls again. He does.
Malachi takes the snap. It's a handoff to JD, and they got him for minimal gain, but there is a flag down in the backfield.
So Lowe did a nice job. They tried to run a counter that time. Yeah, that's going to be a 1-0 kill. We'll see what Princeton might back him up here. Instead of giving him a 4th and 5, they might try to put him in a 3rd and 11. We'll see what they decide to do here. Nice play that time by Markel Lowe. He smelled out the counter and came backside and tripped JD up. And I think they're going to decline it. I think.
I don't see him moving the ball back.
Now here
Now
they
are.
are. They're going to move it back. So
It's going to be 3rd and 11.
yeah, they're going to put O'Kill in a 3rd and long here. I wasn't sure what Coach Keith Taylor would want to do right there. So yeah, it's going to be 3rd and 11 here from their own 49.
Malachi Lewis with his running back, J.D. Moritz, in the backfield. Here's the snap. And it's a pass. Malachi rolls out, trying to get some running room. He does. He finds it. He'll get to about the 40, and depending on where they spot it, it's going to be very close.
So Princeton rushed 3 that time and dropped 8. And Malachi does what he does best when he sees nothing downfield that he likes. And with 8 men back there, it's probably hard to find an open receiver. Malachi tucks it, gets 13 yards, and keeps the drive alive. He did that a lot against Princeton the first game too.
They are going to give it to him, so Oki will have the ball on the 38-yard line of the Tigers. Wonder if Coach Taylor's thinking, man, I should have taken the penalty. Should have called that penalty. Man comes in motion, it's Armani Yates. And it'll be a handoff to J.D. Moritz. He'll find the hole.
Yeah, but you'll take that. That's a solid maybe 4. You'll take that. And again, they're showing something. They've done this year, but not as much as they're doing at this opening drive, where they're putting Tyler at a wing, and he's pulling almost like he's a backside guard or tackle, and trying to trap the defensive end there. And then they're going to try to block down on big Eli Campbell and wash him down.
2nd down and 6 for Oak Hill. Ball resting on the 34-yard line. Malachi Lewis takes the snap. He hands off to J.D. Moritz. And J.D. will fight, keep the play going, and I don't think he got anything.
Yeah, Princeton did a good job of keeping bottled up that time.
So make it 3rd down, and we'll wait for the scoreboard to update because 3rd and 5.
Campbell really disrupts a lot of things right there in the middle of the line for Princeton. He's a heck of a player, 6'3", 290-pound senior. I mentioned in the pregame he's already committed to play football at Air Force next year. We don't get a ton of D1 commits out of West Virginia, so you know the kid's a good football player.
Troy Calhoun's got a heck of a program, too. That's a great place to go. Here's the snap. The handoff to JD. He's got a big hole. He'll cross the 20 down to the 15-yard line. Big
Great job by the left side of that line. Brandon Chant. Oh, we got a flag. Oh, boy. See, this killed Oak Hill in the first game, too. Every time they'd pop a big play, there'd be a flag on something. Let's see what this is. I didn't see it.
I didn't either.
And our monitor, we have sunblock, so we can't see what's going on in the monitor. You folks at home might be able to see the replay better than we can. We've got too much of a glare on our monitor up here. Man, that's a big call. I didn't see it with the naked eye.
I didn't either.
That's a big call right there. That negates a really big play for Oak Hill.
Now you go from, well, it's still third down, but it's third down and 9 now. Malachi takes the snap. He hands off to JD. JD said, I'm going to get that back and then some.
Sure
He's
did.
got a first down.
That's basically the same play. JD comes up a little gimpy. But, yeah, basically the same play. They got the same look. I see Eli Campbell checking out now for Princeton, which they don't do that a ton. They're going to check in Josh Patton, the 5'11", 215-pound senior, for him. This is something to keep an eye on. So they're giving up a lot of size when Campbell checks out and Patton checks in.
We'll see what Oak Hill wants to do knowing that. Malachi and JD are in the backfield. 3 receivers are to our near side. They bring Elijah Gray across the formation. It's a screen out to him, and he got rocked.
Sure did. That was Markel Lowe. And again, the screens only work if you're able to get a block. And that time, Markel Lowe was able to avoid the block. I think that was David Spalding out there, and he was all over that. Great play by Markel Lowe, showing he's not just a running back. He can play on defense, too. He's had a couple nice plays already this series.
As if this crowd wasn't already into it. You have a play like that, you'll get him back into it in no time. Oak Hill will set up now on second down and 10. And some movement up front, and I think Princeton knows it's going against them.
So we've seen Malachi be able to do that. He changed the snap count up that time, and I can't tell you the number of times we've seen teams jump when Malachi does that. Nice inflection of his voice, and that's been a weapon for Oak Hill this year, just changing the snap count and getting free 5 yards. They were able to do that time as well. That's actually the second time Princeton's jumped this series.
And make it now 2nd and 5 for Oak Hill. Amani Hicks comes across the formation. It's a quarterback keep for Malachi Lewis. He'll drive ahead. Ball comes out, and Princeton has it.
They're saying he's down.
They are saying he's down.
They're saying he's down.
I thought he was, so I think that's right.
Naked eye, I thought he was. And again, you guys might be able to see replays that we can't see, but the refs they're definitely saying he was down. We're going to see Campbell check back in now as they get near the goal line. So that moves the sticks. That's going to be 1st and 10 now. They're just outside the 10, aren't they, Lucas? Yeah.
Yes,
so they can get a first down without scoring a touchdown, actually.
Yes. That's 2 big breaks from this series. See if Oak Hill can cash in. Ritz back there with Malachi Lewis. Lewis will roll out to his right. Trying to find some throwing room. He found some throwing room, but it's incomplete.
And that's a nice job by Malachi. He didn't try to force it that time. They tried to run that play where it looks like it's going to be a QB sweep. That's a little tougher to do when the field's so condensed right here. But he didn't see what he liked and threw it away. He didn't try to force it into coverage, and that's Malachi maturing into the position as the seasons went along.
We were talking with someone from Princeton before the game about how he's done that. It's really been fun for me to see him mature at the quarterback position over the whole season.
And they have man coverage over here on Spalding, over here to the left, wide side.
And they're going to hand it off to JD. He's going to dive forward, and he's going to get swallowed up there by a whole host of Tigers. That'll be 3rd down now, and as we mentioned, Oak Hill can get a first down without scoring.
Now, in similar situations this year, Lucas, even when we've seen relatively short field goals middle of the field, we've seen Coach Marion keep his offense on the field. So I'm guessing, given what he's done in the past, he's probably looking at this as 4-down territory. We'll see.
We shall see. Crowd getting into it here as Malachi brings his team to the line.
They got numbers over here to the left. They got numbers to the left. If Malachi sees it, he's wide open. There he is.
There he is. Touchdown, Oak Hill.
They had it. Princeton never adjusted their coverage over there. They never adjusted. Armani Hicks was in the slot, wide open from the snap. They never adjusted their coverage. Good job by Malachi recognizing it, too.
You couldn't have been more wide open.
Yeah, I was noticing that pre-snap. I kept thinking if somebody was going to slide over there, and no one ever did. They had 2 receivers to the left, only 1 man over there. So nice recognition that time by Malachi.
Jackson Pino won to attempt the extra point. Snap is back, kicks up, and that kick is good. So this game is tied at 7 with 2:24 to go in the first quarter, and we shall return with the rest of this contest on the New River Network right after this.
Are you in the need of extra storage around the house? Or maybe you're a seasonal renter looking for a place to store your belongings? Extra Space, Oak Hill's newest storage solution, is here to help you. Conveniently located at 1702 Main Street East in Oak Hill, we have units available for you. All of our units are clean and secure with sizes ranging from 10 by 10 to 10 by 20. Visit our website, extraspacewv.com, or call 304-663-8285. Extra Space for all your self-storage needs.
Welcome back into the New River Network's coverage of high school playoff football. Oak Hill has just driven right down the field and scored to make it a 7-7 game here in our first quarter. And Chris, we talked about how that's 2 big breaks. You had the fumble that was called back and the flag on the kickoff, and Oak Hill took advantage of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Nice answer drive that time from the Devils, and they're going to have to do that against this Princeton team today because they're a point-a-minute offense.
And another instance of surrendering field position, although they did back them up 5 yards from where they were the last time.
Yeah, so. I mean, it's just, I guess it's one of these things we're just going to have to deal with. We're just giving up a lot of field position doing that, and it just puts the offense in business right from the jump.
With 2:22 to go here in the first quarter, it's spotted on the Princeton 43-yard line. The Tigers start out.
So again, this is basically zero coverage. They have 2 men committed to Dom Collins over here.
Snap is back, it's a pitch. And that's a nice pitch at that. And that's going to go for a first down for Princeton.
Yeah, nice little speed. Well, we got a flag down here. Let's see. I can tell you in the first game, things got a little chippy between these 2 teams. We had 2 or 3 personal fouls. And I saw an Oak Hill player, James Ludwig, was putting his helmet back on behind the play. So let's see if we have a personal foul back here. I don't know. Yeah. So you saw James Ludwig putting his helmet back on, so they caught Landon Moore, who's a 6'4", 270-pound freshman. That's a big freshman. Mm-hmm. But they caught Landon Moore getting his hands to the face that time, so that puts Princeton behind the sticks. That's going to make it a 1st and 25 now.
So we'll see what Oak Hill can do here with this extra defensive field position. But it is still first down, so you do have that going against you. Barker gets his play from the sideline.
Now, Oak Hill does have Braden Knight in there, so they have put 1 big interior lineman in on the defense this series.
It's a pass. It's screen out to the near side rather, and they're going to say he stepped out. That's Dom Collins.
It is, and they obviously like to get the ball to Collins out here on the screen. Now, with the numbers they're showing out here, that's going to be tougher because right now they tried to do that when they just had 1 blocker out here and 3 Oak Hill defenders. So with those kind of numbers, it's going to be hard to run a successful screen, although with Collins' speed, I can understand just throwing the ball out there to him and trying to see if he can make a man miss. He is dynamic.
Despite all that running, he only got 7 yards.
And
So
actually, 7 yards, I say all that, and 7 yards is actually a pretty solid pickup. So
Yeah.
I'm acting like he got 1 yard. He got 7 yards.
Second down and 18 for Princeton here from the 34 rather, I'm sorry. Barker calling out his signals. He'll pitch it out to the far side, and he's gone. To the 30, to the 20, to the 10, and say hello to the end zone.
We got another flag, Lucas. We got another flag.
Another flag. Guys, you're making me look like an idiot up here.
And this is going to be against Princeton. So they're going to bring that back. And again, if anyone watched the first game, there were several flags between these teams in the first game. Now, I can tell you, if Oak Hill continues to show this look, they're showing a very light box. I didn't catch the number on that.
I thought it was number 9.
I thought it was too. If it is, that's Kalen Kaiser, a sophomore wideout. But Oak Hill is showing a really light box. So Princeton's spreading them out, and Oak Hill really only has 5 or 6 men committed to the box here. So that's a run look. If Princeton sees that, they want to keep trying to pound low up in there. That time, I thought Knight had him, and Knight just couldn't quite make the tackle. But the holding made it all void anyway.
Repeat, second and 18. Ball on the 36. Barker wants the ball. He gets the ball. It's a quick little out, and we'll see if they can break this one. I think they did. Oh, man. And this one's going to stand. Touchdown, Princeton.
Yeah, that hit Bradley Mosser that time on the little bubble screen. He broke it wide open. Lucas, that's the thing about the Tigers. They have so many weapons. So they're obviously trying to take away Dom Collins on this side of the field, committing 2 men to him, but then you're in man coverage over there, and all it takes is one good block, and you're springing them. We have another flag.
Touchdown is good. Sideline warning.
So a sideline warning. I don't see that very often.
It's just you're picking your poison a little bit. It's hard to take away everything Princeton's got. And you talk about so much about a kid like Dom Collins. Bradley Mosser had 37 catches for over 500 yards this year, and he's like the 4th option. So they just have a lot of weapons.
There's a reason this team averaged like 46.5
That's
points
exactly
a game.
right. Yeah.
And so here we are for the PAT. Snap this back, and that kick is good.
He just snuck it through.
He just did.
Yeah.
So with 1:26 to go in the first quarter, it is Oak Hill 7, Princeton 14. And we shall return here on the New River Network.
Adventure takes you here, but much of it starts right here in West Virginia, where Toyota has lived alongside hardworking West Virginians for over 25 years, investing over $2 billion in the Buffalo manufacturing plant and bringing in over 2,000 jobs. And that helps fuel the local economy. Thanks for making Toyota the #1 selling brand in West Virginia. See your dealer and start your adventure today. Toyota, let's go places.
Welcome back in to the New River Network's coverage of playoff football here. And we have ourselves a hotly contested contest. As we expected, it is 14-7 Princeton right now with the lead. And as we thought, Oak Hill methodically took the ball on the field, and Princeton went ultra fast.
Yeah, even despite going 1st and 25, Oak Hill wasn't able to take advantage of that penalty, and big play that time for the Tigers.
That's a good kick, and there's no doubt about it. That's going in the end zone.
And again, the unfortunate part about that is, so we take over on the 20. Princeton has been taking over. They took the first drive over on the 49, the second drive over on the 43. I mean, we're losing 25 to 30 yards of field position after every kickoff. That's really hard to win football games that way.
Even Hank Stram's Chiefs and matriculate the ball down the field. Chiefs couldn't overcome that.
That's tough.
So here we go now. Oak Hill's trying to respond here and make it 14 apiece. They'll start from the 20 as Malachi Lewis stands back there with the all too familiar J.D. Moritz. And J.D. will get the ball. He'll dance around the backfield, try to find a hole. He found a yard.
Yeah, Princeton was on him that time. Again, they're giving Eli Campbell a blow. He's not in on this series. This time for Princeton, you have Caleb Carpenter, a 6'3", 220-pound junior, lined up in the interior for the Tigers. So they're trying to give Campbell as much of a break as they can. He's a key offensive lineman for him too.
We wind under a minute to go in our first quarter. Second down and 8. They're going to give him 2 yards on that one. As the screen pass, and that got batted down not at the line, but as they came out of Malachi's hand.
That's Michael DiGiacomo. He's a 6'3", 215-pound senior over there at his defensive end position. So, yeah, that's a big kid to try to throw the ball over, and he was able to get his hands up. And Oak Hill definitely doesn't want to be in 3rd and 9 here. So this is the kind of situations you want to avoid if you're Oak Hill.
Crowd getting into it once again. The cowbells are out like we're in Starkville, Mississippi.
Man coverage over here for Mikey.
Hand off. J.D. barrels forward.
It's a very conservative call that time, so you have to think that we're going to have to punt the football here, and Oak Hill's punt game has really been shaky the last 2 weeks. And I say that, I'm not seeing anybody coming out on the field to punt it. I mean, if they're going for it on 4th and 4 here at their own 26,
they don't have to snap it. The quarter will
maybe they're going to talk about it. That's a good point. So they might just want to talk about it. But there's no way that you can't go for it down here this early in the game.
No. There's about a second difference between the play clock and the game clock. Actually, less than a second, really. And I think that's what they're going to do. They're going to have a nice discussion about it. And so will we. While we take this break, we'll come back to the second quarter here on the Maneuver Network. We'll see what Oak Hill does right after this.
Here at Tyree Funeral Home, we strive for comfort, tradition, and excellence. We strive to help each family in their time of need so that no one will be turned away. Offering 2 locations and options for traditional or same-day services. To make it easier on your loved ones, we also offer pre-need planning. I am Jonathan Wood, and I will continue to keep the same tradition that Joe Tyree taught me, the Tyree way.
At CAMC, we are driven by the challenges of the heart, inspired by its ability to be repaired through clinical excellence and advanced technologies. We have the training and experience to treat complex cardiac issues with minimally invasive procedures, cutting-edge therapies, and surgical advancements. Our understanding of the heart extends far beyond what makes it tick. That's what drives us to be the state's most trusted hospital in cardiac care.
Welcome back to our coverage of high school football here on the Maneuver Network, and it looks like Oak Hill's going for it. Well, we'll see what happens, and
he got it. He got it. And you know what? And that's probably been the play. Great
coaching.
Great coaching. I guarantee you that was the design. Come out there, see if we can get him to jump, and he sure did. Change up the snap count on him again. Get a free first down. That's 3 times that Princeton's jumped now.
Red ball, approach it, defense, number 8.
Hey, man, that's what Coach Marion's playing chess, and I'm up here playing checkers.
I would have never thought about it because I don't like doing that with less than a full complement of timeouts. If I have to take that, I don't like being with one this.
Yeah, see, I know what you're saying.
I never would have thought of that. Malachi keeps it. He will not get to the 35.
Yeah, nice job that time. Faked it up in the interior to J.D. and kept it himself. But Princeton did a nice job of bottling that up. Not a lot, maybe a gain of 2 that time. Bring up a 2nd and 8 for Oak Hill.
Second down.
scoreboard was being a little friendly to the Red Devils. They're saying it's 2nd and 7, and we'll take that. It's either a short 7 or a long 8.
Now let's see again. They have numbers over here to the left if they want it. They got a stock set.
And Malachi will keep it, and that, no gain.
So that time they had a stock set over here on the left, and Princeton had a linebacker that was kind of trying to play in between. He was trying, but he wasn't fully committed to the receiver. So if you get that kind of look, you could probably hit a pass on him. Because again, Oak Hill had numbers over here that time. That's twice that they've been able to catch Princeton misaligned and not having somebody committed to a receiver, but they couldn't take advantage that time.
Now that guy got his play from the sideline.
Well, this time he's a little more. Let's see.
Snap is back. It's a pass. Malachi trying to find room to pass. He'll take it, and he'll dive across the 35 to about the 38.
Now, last week against University, we saw Coach Marion on a 4th and 1 at his own 30 go for it. Now, this is 4th and 3.
It's a long 3.
And with the way the punt game has been struggling, he's leaving his offense out on the field. So we'll see. Tyler Ashmore's checking in now as Elijah Gray checks out. And again, they're taking a lot of time getting the play in. Malachi just now getting into the huddle, and the play clock's already at 10.
Seconds.
Yeah,
Yep, gotta go.
They might have to burn another timeout here, Lucas. I mean, they're real.
So.
Yeah, they're going to have to burn a timeout here. Yeah, he is.
They got it off.
No,
they didn't.
Yeah, I saw Coach Marion taking a timeout before the play clock ran down.
So with that, we will pause as well. We'll come back and see what the heck happens here on a 4th down and 3 on the New River Network.
Bankruptcy is complicated. My clients are hardworking individuals who, through no fault of their own, find themselves trapped. We are West Virginians representing West Virginians against big corporations, banks, and insurance companies. We've always done it, we're always going to do it, and we're always going to fight the good fight. No matter how big the company, no matter how big the corporation, we're going to stand up for West Virginians.
Welcome back in, and let us set the scene here. It's a 4th down and 3 for the Red Devils. They are down to 1 timeout to go in our first half, and there are 9 minutes and 42 seconds remaining in said half, with Princeton up 14-7. So a big play here for Oak Hill.
Okay, he's got a bunch set over here to the left.
Here's the snap. Hand off to JD. He will shake off the tackler, and he's going to get the yardage. There's a flag coming in. We'll see what this is.
So again, that's another late flag coming in. We'll see if this is one Oak Hill now.
Crowd wanted a false start, I heard, in the middle of all that.
That's the same play that they ran last week with James Green, where they put a bunch set over here to the left and run a sweep. Now, JD doesn't have Green speed.
And it will go against Oak Hill.
Yeah, so, I mean, you have to punt now, I would think.
You have to, yeah.
So I see Carson Treadway coming in. I'm wondering if Coach Marion's made a change at punter. Mason has struggled the last couple weeks. We'll see if Carson's the new punter this week. No, he's lining up. We might get a quick kick. So this is 4th and 10 at your own 31.
Man will come in motion. And this Carson Treadway.
Yeah, we're going to get a quick kick here.
And Princeton nearly gets to it. And that will take an Oak Hill bounce. A big Oak Hill bounce.
Big Oak Hill bounce. They really needed that.
20, I'm going to call it that 23-yard line.
Yeah, they really needed that. That's a 46-yard punt with no return.
With no return.
That's a big net punt for Oak Hill.
That's a big one. So, Oak Hill will set things up now, or rather Princeton will set things up now up 14-7. See if they end up extending this lead or not.
Oak Hill could use a stop here. You don't want to go down 2 scores. That kind of works on your mind a little bit when you fall down a couple of scores. Of course, we've seen Oak Hill come back in that situation, though, too.
You might be able to come back from it. Doesn't mean you want to be in it every day.
No. So Braden Knight is in, so they do have one big interior lineman in the game right now. Everybody else is small.
Parker brings a man in motion across the formation. He fakes a snap. It's a handoff. And I don't know how he got out of that.
We got another flag back here.
We'll see if this one ends up coming back for the moment. For the moment, Markwell Lowe is taken to the house.
We do have another flag back here, so let's see. We got a lot of laundry on the field today. It's back where holding usually occurs.
And everyone seems to be walking back. I think everyone knows what's going on.
Even with the holding, you can see just how dynamic. Well, let's see. Princeton's actually, they're coming down like they're lining up for an extra point. So this might be against Oak Hill.
Well, they went back and they picked the flag up. I don't know if that was just housekeeping or if it actually was being picked up.
Yeah, the picked up flags always bugs me. You saw a penalty or you didn't. Oh, maybe it was a sideline warning, but you see how dynamic Princeton is here. I mean, Markel Lowe just able to bounce out to the outside, nobody could catch him. I mean, they got a lot of weapons on offense.
And they will line up for the extra point. Kick is up, kicks on the way, and it's no good. It hits off the right upright. So,
Adam Long came diving in there to try to block that.
Yeah, he did.
He laid out.
Make it 20-7 with 8:53 to go in the second quarter. We'll see if Oak Hill can take advantage of that break when we come back on the New River Network.
Are you in the need of extra storage around the house? Or maybe you're a seasonal renter looking for a place to store your belongings? Extra Space, Oak Hill's newest storage solution, is here to help you. Conveniently located at 1702 Main Street East in Oak Hill, we have units available for you. All of our units are clean and secure with sizes ranging from 10 by 10 to 10 by 20. Visit our website, extraspacewv.com, or call 304-663-8285. Extra Space for all your self-storage needs.
Welcome back into New River Network's coverage of high school football. So Princeton marches you right down the field in one play, but they missed the extra point, so it's 20-7. And we'll see if that ends up being a minor footnote or a big break in this game.
Yeah, for it to be a big break, Oak Hill obviously has to put together a couple drives themselves, so they could really use a 5 or 6 minute drive here, chew up some clock and get in the end zone.
And that kick is in the air, and it will be fielded from about the 12-yard line. And he'll get it out to just over the 32-yard line. So it's all at 30-yard.
Yeah, solid return that time from Z. Lewis. So yeah, you start out above the 30, past the 30, and that's solid starting field position for Oak Hill. Much better than starting at your own 20. But Oak Hill's got to get something going on offense here. They got to string together some first downs to get back in the game.
First step to that is a positive play on first down.
Yeah, first down's a key down.
Here.
Yeah, if they can get 4 or 5 yards on first down, you're right. That's the first step to a nice drive.
Malachi Lewis is back there with J.D. Moritz in the backfield. 2 receivers to each side. Elijah Gray comes in motion across the formation. It's a handoff to J.D. And he'll plow forward to about the 35-yard line, caught 3-yard gain, 2nd and 7.
Yeah, Michael DiGiacomo, again, nice little tackle that time from his defensive end position.
Brought down on the play by the Tigers, number 8, Giacomo, and number 34.
He knocked down a pass earlier, so
Second down.
JD hasn't been able to get uncorked so far yet, and we really need him to. Elijah's going to check out now for Oak Hill.
Same formation effectively, and they do bring a man across the formation. So Armani Hicks. Malachi will try to pass, and he's going to get the pass off, and that pass is either incomplete or picked off.
They're talking about it. Oh, they're going to give it to
They're going to give
him.
it to him.
Wow.
On the far side, it's hard for you and I to
We
see.
couldn't tell. Yeah, we couldn't tell. I don't know. They talked. Well, they're going to call. Well, hold on. They're going to call that incomplete. Here's the thing about this, and I don't like to give referees a hard time because they're human. But when you pick up flags, yeah, it's just, even if it's the right call, it's a bad look. So what you get here is you get what we have here. You have fans going crazy, losing their minds because you had a call initially, then you overturned it. So I couldn't tell what happened. It was on the far side. I don't know if he picked it off or not. But regardless, that brings up a third and
10.
Yeah, third and long for Oak Hill here, which again, that's, you want to try to avoid those. You don't want to be put in obvious passing situations.
Down marker still says second down, though. Now he's changed it. Yep, now we're at third. The down marker has not been, they've been kind of slow moving that all day. Malachi takes the snap. He'll try to pass.
Got him wide open.
Wide open. That pass is caught to the 35-yard line. It's a big play.
That's just a busted coverage. That is Elijah Gray running right down. That's maybe a little skinny post, and that's just a busted coverage, Lucas. I mean, right down the middle of the field. Big play for Oak Hill on third down.
You know, that'll drive Coach Taylor crazy. So much so they must take a time out and talk about it. And we will take it with them. With 7:46 to go here in the first half, Oak Hill is down 20-7, but they are on the move here on the Newbern Network.
Adventure takes you here, but much of it starts right here in West Virginia, where Toyota has lived alongside hardworking West Virginians for over 25 years, investing over $2 billion in the Buffalo manufacturing plant and bringing in over 2,000 jobs. And that helps fuel the local economy. Thanks for making Toyota the #1 selling brand in West Virginia. See your dealer and start your adventure today. Toyota, let's go places.
Welcome back into the Newbern Network's coverage of high school football. Lucas Berry and Chris Rader with you here, and we just said that busted coverage didn't make Coach Taylor all that happy. He called a timeout after that. So
yeah, he wanted to talk about that. His chili was running hot after that.
Oh, never heard that one before. That's a new one for me. Here's a handoff, and JD goes down. I think he lost his footing.
Well, at that time, it almost looked like Malachi couldn't decide whether or not he wanted to hand it off or pull it and keep it, and it was just discombobulated from the get-go. So usually Oak Hill doesn't, from what I can tell, I don't think they run a lot of true zone reads where Malachi's making a read. I think a lot of times that's predetermined. That looked like it might have been a true zone read, but that's why it's hard to do it in high school. It's hard to get that mesh point exactly right between the running back and the quarterback in high school when they messed it up that time.
It was really easy having him be doing it.
Yeah.
So make it 2nd down and 12 for the Red Devils. Malachi is back there, and he will roll out to his right. Try to pass downfield. That's going to be picked off, but there is a flag down, and Malachi is still down.
Well, we'll see. Let's see what this is. Let's see if they call roughing the passer, but if they do, man, that did not look like roughing. No, that's going to be a hold. That's going to be a hold.
So that flag came out right after he threw it. It looked a little too early to back from the passer for me.
Malachi took a big shot on that from the blind side, so he might need to take a break over there for a few plays. He was slow getting up on that. I tell you what, Princeton's showing man coverage. When we go in that 3-by-1 set, they're showing 3-by-1 coverage, and the receiver over here by himself, he's in man coverage. They're not looking that way at all, though. They keep trying to run patterns to the 3 side.
And now you're in a very dangerous position.
Yeah, Malachi looks shaken up, too. He's slow walking over there. It might not be the worst idea to maybe give him a little blow here.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. It's a little, almost wonder if he knows where he's at right now. And that's a hand off the middle. And Malachi was in the area but didn't get involved.
So again, they just tried to run a little speed option that time. Barker decides to tuck it and keep it, and he gets a solid, 6 yards that time. Oak Hill just hasn't been able to do anything to slow Princeton down here. They're trying to take away Collins on the outside, which they're doing, but they're giving up a lot in the run game now, showing a light box.
Well, that was the thing. You're showing a light box and you're giving up a lot of size.
And you're giving up a lot of size, exactly. So, if you're Princeton and you're seeing this kind of defensive look, you're going to go shoe to shoe and just try to run it down their throat.
We approach 6 minutes to go in the first half. They'll hand it off once again. And he'll dive forward to near first down yardage. I think they are going to give it to him.
So that time, right at pre-snap, Mikey was lined up over there with Collins doubling him, and then he slid over into like a linebacker position and left Collins in a one-on-one matchup with Elijah Gray. Now, if Princeton sees that, they're going to lick their lips and try to take a shot downfield if they got Collins one-on-one with anybody. And that time we saw Mikey initially lined up in double coverage and then slid over to a linebacker position. So we'll see what they do here.
And they are going to give him a first down. So with that ball resting squarely on the 36-yard line, it'll be 1st and 10 for the Tigers. With 5:30 to go in our first half, and they barely get the snap off to screen out to the far side. And Oak Hill lives on top of it.
Yeah, they tried to get Collins out on the screen that time. They got decent yardage. Mikey did a nice job coming over and holding him to, I guess, about 5 yards that time. But with Collins, you take that as a win because he can go 70, 80 in any play. That's the tough part. They get 5 yards on first down, and we're calling it a win.
Yeah.
And typically that's not. But that's kind of how you have to live with Princeton.
Under 5 minutes to go here in the first half, 20-7, Tigers with the lead. And they have a 2nd and 6 from their own 40. Then comes a motion across the formation. Chance Barker takes the snap. Looks one way, tries to let away. He gets drilled.
So they tried to do what Oak Hill does. They tried to set up a little pump and go. They brought Collins in motion and tried to set up, they were running a bubble screen to him and get somebody downfield, but Oak Hill was able to cover it up. And I think, was that Spike that came in and laid the big hit on him? I think it was.
Far side to give him trouble.
Yeah, I think that was Mikey Spike that came in and laid a big hit on Barker. So that puts Princeton in a 3rd and 8 right here.
Massive play here for the Devils. Massive play for the Tigers if you really wanted. It's a massive play for both teams, really.
And Princeton might take their own time out here. Yeah,
I think they are.
Play clock's running down. They want to talk about it.
They want to talk about it, and we'll find something to talk about amongst ourselves for the next 30 seconds or so. We'll be back right after this on the New River Network.
Here at Tyree Funeral Home, we strive for comfort, tradition, and excellence. We strive to help each family in their time of need so that no one will be turned away. Offering 2 locations and options for traditional or same-day services. To make it easier on your loved ones, we also offer pre-need planning. I am Jonathan Wood, and I will continue to keep the same tradition that Joe Tyree taught me, the Tyree way.
Welcome back into the New River Network's coverage of high school playoff football with 4 minutes even to go until halftime. It is 20-7. Princeton Tigers over the Oak Hill Red Devils. A massive 3rd down and 8 from Princeton's 38 coming. Lucas Berry here with Chris Rader here. And Chris, like I said, massive play in this game.
Well, they finally got them in a 3rd and long for 3rd and 8, but, you know, Princeton 3rd and 8 for them is like 3rd and 2 for a lot of teams. So we'll see if Oak Hill can go up here and get a much-needed stop.
Snap is back. Barker tries to throw it downfield. He's got a man. That pass is caught, and he will score. Touchdown, Tigers.
Yeah, you had Armani Hicks. He was in man coverage on Mosser, and actually the coverage wasn't terrible. Mosser had a step on him. That was just a perfectly placed ball that time from Chance Barker, showing why he's got a 72% completion percentage. And that's, like I said, Lucas, you can't take away everything from Princeton. So they're taking away Dom Collins, but they're getting killed with some of Princeton's other weapons. That's what makes them so dangerous.
Has this team got a nickname yet? I think the greatest show on turf might be applicable here.
Yeah, they're an impressive team. They're tough.
They'll line up for the extra point here. Kick is away, and that kick is good. So with 3:49 to go here in the first half, Oak Hill has a mountain to climb. 27-7 Tigers with the lead. We'll be back on the New River Network right after this.
At CAMC, we are driven by the challenges of the heart, inspired by its ability to be repaired through clinical excellence and advanced technologies. We have the training and experience to treat complex cardiac issues with minimally invasive procedures, cutting-edge therapies, and surgical advancements. Our understanding of the heart extends far beyond what makes it tick. That's what drives us to be the state's most trusted hospital in cardiac care.
Welcome back to our coverage here of high school football on the New River Network. And I said before the break, Oak Hill has a mountain to climb, and whether that's Mount Everest or Kilimanjaro or something, it's a tall task for Oak Hill now.
Well, we've seen Oak Hill come back from a couple scores at different points, but we haven't seen them come back from 3 scores down. And honestly, Oak Hill's usually they're not built for that. Oak Hill's not a dynamic offensive team. Their strength is their defense and holding opponents to limited scoring, and they're having trouble doing that against this Princeton offense here today, though.
And that's a touchback, so bring it out to the 20 for Oak Hill here. For me, the goal has to be to kill the last 3:49 and a half. Princeton doesn't touch the ball at the end, the rest of the half. That's the goal.
Yeah, that would. Yeah, you could ideally not want to let them touch the ball and then get the ball the second half. And we've seen Oak Hill actually 3 different times this year be able to score right at the end of first halves and put together drives like that. If they could do that here, that would be huge for the Devils.
Malachi Lewis, after being, fair to say, rocked in that last possession, back out there at quarterback. They'll bring a man in motion across the formation. Gets a handoff. J.D. Moritz found a hole, and he found a bunch of Tigers there. And that'll go for a few yards on first down, make it second down, and I'll say 7, 6.
That was a nice cutback by J.D. He found a lane on the backside of the play, but then Markel Lowe came in and put a nice hit on him. He's an impressive player.
He really is.
He's made a few nice plays here tonight for Princeton.
They're going to give it 2nd and 5 for Mr. Moritz.
But you'll take that on first down for if you're Oak Hill.
Every day of the week and twice on Saturdays. Here is the snap. It's a keeper from Malachi, and that went backwards in a hurry.
Yeah, Princeton was all over that. And again, we've kind of seen Oak Hill live in these 3rd and longs all day, and that Oak Hill's offense just isn't built for that.
Third down.
So we'll see if the Devils can dial up something here. They need a first down here in the worst way. They don't want to give the ball back to Princeton here.
3rd and 7, 2:40 on a rolling second quarter clock. Malachi brings his team to the line. Under 10 seconds on the play clock. They got to go. And they will. He'll roll out to his far side. And he gets taken down the backfield, but there is a flag down.
Yeah, we do have a flag down back here. We'll see what this is. Malachi was socked over there on the far side, but the Princeton coaching staff doesn't look happy. I didn't see what happened. It happened on way away from the action. Whatever it was way on the back side, other side of the field, whatever happened.
This crowd went from jubilant to hush silent in 5.5 seconds after that flag came down. We'll see what it is here.
Holding defense, number 9. 10 yards from previous spot.
So that was in the secondary. We call that on number 9, Caleb Kaiser, a 6 foot, 208 pound sophomore. He might have been holding David Spalding, who was trying to get out in the pattern that time. Malachi really had nobody to throw to. They rolled the pocket to the right. I was looking downfield. Princeton had it covered up. Spalding was the receiver well on the back side of that play, but apparently he was held. So that's a big first down for Oak Hill. They needed that.
2:13 on a rolling second quarter clock. One timeout for the Devils. Armand Hinks comes across the formation. Malachi takes the snap. Steps up. Has a man open. That pass is caught down to the 45. Big play for Oak Hill.
That was a really nice job by Malachi. He was able to escape the pressure, but kept his eyes downfield, and moving to his left was able to throw across his body. That's a hard throw for a right-handed quarterback, and he was able to find Mikey right in stride. Nice play that time for Malachi.
Under 2 minutes now. The clock, of course, stops for a first down while it changes set. I think the college rule, but every time now in college instead of the 2 minutes now in college. Clock now is running down to 1:40. The one timeout is not the best of circumstances. Here's the snap. Malachi takes it. Tries to spin out. He does spin out of it. And he finally gets taken down. There's only so much escaping you can do.
Yeah, there's only so much spinning you can do if they finally were able to drag him down. Good coverage that time by Princeton in the secondary. Again, I was looking downfield.
You've got a Tiger hobbling on the field.
I think that's number 51, Colton Shockley. He's a 5'8", 230-pound sophomore. He's shaken up.
We will let them tend to him.
Bankruptcy is complicated. My clients are hardworking individuals who, through no fault of their own, find themselves trapped. We are West Virginians representing West Virginians against big corporations, banks, and insurance companies. We've always done it, we're always going to do it, and we're always going to fight the good fight. No matter how big the company, no matter how big the corporation, we're going to stand up for West Virginians.
As you mentioned earlier, Oak Hill now with just one timeout. And again, the Devils really aren't built as a come-from-behind team. They're not going to spread you out and throw for 400 yards. So they're in a position they'd rather not be in. Princeton now looks like they're in maybe a cover two. They have both safeties back, so they're playing more.
The clock is rolling, and that's a pass that falls incomplete. Nearly caught, though. But you know what? That's not the worst thing in the world if he stops the clock.
Yeah, so nice play that time by Marvian Howard from his safety position. They had Elijah right down the seam there, and he tried to fit it in between the linebackers and the safeties, and he did. It was a little low, but Howard came in and was able to break it up with a nice hit.
Crowd really getting into it on 3rd and 17 for Oak Hill from their own 47-yard line. And we've got a timeout on the field taken by, I didn't see who, but I'm going to say it's Oak Hill.
Yeah, I think Oak Hill just took their last one.
And we will take it with them with 51.9 seconds to go here in the first half. Big play coming up on the Nuvo Network right after this.
Are you in the need of extra storage around the house? Or maybe you're a seasonal renter looking for a place to store your belongings? Extra Space, Oak Hill's newest storage solution, is here to help you. Conveniently located at 1702 Main Street East in Oak Hill, we have units available for you. All of our units are clean and secure with sizes ranging from 10 by 10 to 10 by 20. Visit our website, extraspacewv.com, or call 304-663-8285. Extra Space for all your self-storage needs.
And we are back here with 51.9 seconds to go here in the second quarter. Oak Hill has a big 3rd down and 17 from their own 47-yard line.
Yeah, again, Princeton has both their safeties back. We're playing kind of a shell defense here on 3rd and long.
Malachi takes the snap. He lost the ball, but he gets sacked.
Nice play that time by Caleb Kaiser.
And the clock stopped. I had a feeling Princeton would call that last time out, try to be ultra aggressive.
Yeah, why not? Call a timeout, try to get the ball back and add another score. Yeah, absolutely.
And this crowd, to say the least, is into it.
Adventure takes you here, but much of it starts right here in West Virginia, where Toyota has lived alongside hardworking West Virginians for over 25 years, investing over $2 billion in the Buffalo manufacturing plant and bringing in over 2,000 jobs. And that helps fuel the local economy. Thanks for making Toyota the #1 selling brand in West Virginia. See your dealer and start your adventure today. Toyota, let's go places.
He wasn't last time.
No snap. And it's end over end. And it will be fielded by Princeton. No, it won't. Ball's on the ground. And it's a scrum for it. Oak Hill has it.
Well, that's a huge break. That's a huge break. J.D. Moritz came up with it. Collins came up and tried to field it off the hop and just bobbled it. That is a huge break for Oak Hill. 34.5 seconds left, no timeouts. But they can take shots at the end zone right here.
You got a shot. Reminiscent of one of the plays you might see on the baseball diamond to our right-hand side. Kind of field it on the hop like that.
Big play. Let's see if Oak Hill can take advantage of it. A score here would be huge for the Devils, just from a momentum and psychological standpoint.
Absolutely.
Man coverage out here with Mikey Spack on the right if they want to take a shot.
Malachi will take the snap. He's got his man. And that pass is going to be incomplete, almost intercepted, almost caught in the span of half a second.
Yeah, he had David Spalding down there open. He was a little late delivering it. If he lets that ball go just a second earlier, I think he's got him. He didn't quite pull the trigger when he wanted to, or maybe should have, and allowed a Princeton safety back to get back there and break it up.
And we're now down to 27 seconds even to go until halftime. Snap is back. Malachi trying to find some throwing room. He does not get anything, and you got to get back on the ball.
Yeah, Malachi looks like he'd almost made up his mind he was going to run that. But you're right. They got to get on the ball quickly here. This should be the last play of the first half.
Snap is back. Malachi chucking it deep to the end zone. That's going to be knocked down, and that is how the half ends. It was very nearly a touchdown.
Oh, we might have a flag down here. Let's see. There's a flag.
Down there.
If that's, let's see. We'll see if that's holding or it's in this spot where it'd be holding or roughing the passer, basically. And they're talking about it.
They're talking to the Princeton coaches, but it seems like the Princeton coaches are trying to argue one way or the other. Doesn't seem like it's the ask them what they want to do with it conversation.
Holding offense. I told you to decline in the first half.
And that is how the half ends. So, at halftime, it's 27-7, Princeton with the lead. Oak Hill does get the ball, though, to begin the second half. Enjoy the sounds of halftime, the high school football game, which means the band. We'll return for the second half on the New River Network.
Here at Tyree Funeral Home, we strive for comfort, tradition, and excellence. We strive to help each family in their time of need so that no one will be turned away. Offering 2 locations and options for traditional or same-day services. To make it easier on your loved ones, we also offer pre-need planning. I am Jonathan Wood, and I will continue to keep the same tradition that Joe Tyree taught me, the Tyree way.
At CAMC, we are driven by the challenges of the heart, inspired by its ability to be repaired through clinical excellence and advanced technologies. We have the training and experience to treat complex cardiac issues with minimally invasive procedures, cutting-edge therapies, and surgical advancements. Our understanding of the heart extends far beyond what makes it tick. That's what drives us to be the state's most trusted hospital in cardiac care.
Bankruptcy is complicated. My clients are hardworking individuals who, through no fault of their own, find themselves trapped. We are West Virginians representing West Virginians against big corporations, banks, and insurance companies. We've always done it, we're always going to do it, and we're always going to fight the good fight. No matter how big the company, no matter how big the corporation, we're going to stand up for West Virginians.
Princeton Senior High School Tiger Marching Band. Drum major Spencer Hawkins, is your band ready? You may check the drill for your halftime performance. Let's give a big round of applause to both our bands from Oakville and Princeton for our halftime entertainment.
Looking for a place to store your belongings? Extra Space, Oak Hill's newest storage solution, is here to help you. Conveniently located at 1702 Main Street East in Oak Hill, we have units available for you. All of our units are clean and secure with sizes ranging from 10 by 10 to 10 by 20. Visit our website, extraspacewv.com, or call 304-663-8285. Extra Space for all your self-storage needs.
Adventure takes you here, but much of it starts right here in West Virginia, where Toyota has lived alongside hardworking West Virginians for over 25 years, investing over $2 billion in the Buffalo manufacturing plant and bringing in over 2,000 jobs. And that helps fuel the local economy. Thanks for making Toyota the #1 selling brand in West Virginia. See your dealer and start your adventure today. Toyota, let's go places.
Here at Tyree Funeral Home, we strive for comfort, tradition, and excellence. We strive to help each family in their time of need so that no one will be turned away. Offering 2 locations and options for traditional or same-day services. To make it easier on your loved ones, we also offer pre-need planning. I am Jonathan Wood, and I will continue to keep the same tradition that Joe Tyree taught me, the Tyree way.
At CAMC, we are driven by the challenges of the heart, inspired by its ability to be repaired through clinical excellence and advanced technologies. We have the training and experience to treat complex cardiac issues with minimally invasive procedures, cutting-edge therapies, and surgical advancements. Our understanding of the heart extends far beyond what makes it tick. That's what drives us to be the state's most trusted hospital in cardiac care.
Bankruptcy is complicated. My clients are hardworking individuals who, through no fault of their own, find themselves trapped. We are West Virginians representing West Virginians against big corporations, banks, and insurance companies. We've always done it. We're always going to do it, and we're always going to fight the good fight. No matter how big the company, no matter how big the corporation, we're going to stand up for West Virginians.
Welcome back into New River Network's coverage of high school football. We are at halftime. Lucas Berry and Chris Rader here with you, counting down until the second half begins. And Chris, it is a mountain for Oak Hill to climb here in the second half.
Yeah, it is. I mean, they've been a second half team all year. They've been great at making adjustments, but this is you're right, it's a much bigger hill to climb. They're down 27-7, 3-touchdown game. And I mentioned in the first half, Oak Hill's not a dynamic offense. They're not built for that. That being said, go in the locker room, regroup, make your adjustments. They get the ball here to start the second half. If you can get a good drive here to start the second half and get in the end zone, then you can get some positive momentum to build off of, and who knows.
Well, we saw this in the first half. We talked in the beginning of the broadcast about how Oak Hill was going to go really small defensively. We saw them bring in a few bigger guys as the first half drew on. Do you think that'll be one of the adjustments that they start going bigger up front? Like, okay, that obviously didn't really work out in our favor. Let's try something.
Yeah, I mean, and sure, maybe. And here's the thing, Lucas. I don't know what they're going to do on the defensive line that's going to matter a whole lot.
Right.
Right now, what they're trying to do is they've made a concerted effort to take away Dom Collins. We saw 2 guys committed to Dom Collins on the outside the entire first half. We saw them go small. So what did Princeton do? They did what any good coaching staff would do. Okay, you're going to commit 2 guys to 1 guy on the outside. We see you're going to kind of smallish up front. We're just going to pound you. And that's exactly what they did. So then they could come back and maybe put some beef in there and maybe just try to play Collins straight up. But then if you're Princeton, you're going to try to go outside and get your screen game going. And we saw them hit a big pass on the post pattern to Bradley Mosser. Oak Hill's doing their best, man. You know, Princeton just has so many weapons, and I mentioned this in the pregame. You can't take everything away. You can take Collins away, but then you still have Markel Lowe and Bradley Mosser, and we've seen those guys make their presence known here today.
You said it perfectly in the first half. It's pick your poison.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what Oak Hill did, and Princeton, their poison was Mosser and Markel Lowe. So we'll see what it is here in the second half. But again, 27-7, that's not the biggest lead that's ever been overcome. If you get a couple pounces go your way, get a good drive going here. So I'm not throwing in the towel, and I guarantee you that Oak Hill isn't either.
No, and here's the thing. You made mention of it in the first game. Oak Hill moved the ball against Princeton in the first game, and they moved the ball fairly well in the first half, just couldn't finish. Yeah,
they did. They had some nice drives going, but, yeah, they had trouble finishing, had some penalties, had a turnover down here. So they just – anything they had going, they take 1 step forward and then take 2 steps back. So, but again, they've been really good this year about when they get the second half kickoff of doing something with it, and they could really use that here in a bad way.
So we'll see how the second half goes. We're glad you're with us here on the New River Network. Coming to you from the stands at NS Honeycutt Stadium in Princeton.
We couldn't ask for a better day to be outside, though.
No, we really couldn't.
If you would have told me November, what is today? November 12th, November 11th. That'll be out here in my short sleeve shirt. I would have never believed it. It is beautiful out here today. Great day for football.
Great day for football.
Number 30 gun back to receive for Oak Hill. Number 1 Gray, number 8 Lewis.
How about a little kickoff return here, Lucas? Oak Hill hasn't had much of a kickoff return all year. We could use one right here.
And the ball is in the air, and they will get a chance to return it. They'll take it out from the 15 to the 20 to the 25, so you gain 5 yards from the touchback.
Again, Markel Lowe, who, he's made his name and reputation this year as a running back. He was in on the stop that time. He's had 2 or 3 nice defensive plays here today, though, too. Markel Lowe's just a good overall athlete. And he's got his fingerprints on this game for Princeton.
So they call a really good football player.
Just a really good football player. And he comes back next year, too. Princeton loses a couple of kids, but Markel Lowe and Chance Barker are both back next year. So Princeton's going to be tough next year.
So the matter at hand, though, Oak Hill. But the first snap of the second half is a handoff to J.D. Moritz. He'll plow forward. For a near first down yardage, I'll give him 9.5.
Yeah, that's what you want. You want to have good positive gain on first down, and that's what J.D. gave them. And you have the wide open playbook here on 2nd and inches. You can do anything you want to here. Trick plays, play action, take a shot deep, because you just have a few inches to get on 3rd down if you miss it. They got Ashmore in at that wing that time, putting him in motion.
Here's the snap. It's a handoff to J.D. He will get a first down. And not much more.
Yeah, again, Lowe that time in on the tackle. We've called his name a lot tonight. He was joined that time by number 52, Josh Patton, who finished it off from his linebacker position. Or excuse me, maybe Patton's a defensive lineman. But that's what Oak Hill needed. Nice little first down to open up the series here.
Malachi takes the snap, hands it off to JD once again. And in customary JD fashion, he'll dive forward. He'll give you a few yards. He doesn't go down for a loss many times.
Yeah, again, they're pulling Ashmore from that wing position almost like he's a guard, and he's trying to kick out the defensive end. But Princeton's linebackers have done a good job tonight of kind of sliding down and shutting that off so before it gets a lot.
Malachi gets his instructions from his head coach. And he gives him to his huddle, and they break the huddle with 15 seconds on a play clock. Two receivers to our side, and it's a screen pass out to Armani Hicks. Armani will get to the 45 before he's dragged down. Nice screen.
Well, he did a really nice job of making the first man miss. I thought that was going to go for a loss. It was Jordan Cooper who came over, and Armani was just able to sidestep him and get positive yardage out of that.
You've called Armani's name a lot today.
I wouldn't mind on those little screens if Malachi can put a little more zip on that. That floated just a bit out there. If you can put some zip on that and get it out there to him a little quicker before the defense has a chance to react to it.
One on near hash. Armani comes in motion across the formation. Here's the snap. It's a handoff to JD, and he'll get tripped up.
Markel Lowe. And he's just done a great job tonight defensively. He's had as big an impact tonight defensively as he has offensively. So yeah, he came in and was able to trip JD up before he could get anything going. So down 27-7 here toward the middle of the field. Oak Hill's obviously going to go for it here. You're in desperation mode.
Yeah, no real choice here. 42.
Yeah.
From the 46.
The fans are screaming to watch the ball. Princeton's already jumped 3 times today, including once on a 4th down that gave Oak Hill. So we got a lot of coaches up here coaching them up not to jump.
They'll break the huddle 5 seconds to go. It's a handoff, and Princeton is all over that. No jump required.
Yeah.
And they will stop it on 4th down.
Yeah, Princeton was all over that. That wasn't going anywhere. And even if Malachi pulls that, they just got great penetration that time. They weren't going to do anything with that. So now Princeton's in business at Oak Hill's 44.
This will be a great time for a turnover.
Yeah, it would. Oak Hill's still got the smallest defense out there. Across the line, there's no big bodies in there, so they're all small guys.
Jedsberger back there at quarterback. Why am I yawning at 2 o'clock in the afternoon? Here's a it's a screen pass, I'm sorry.
That was well defended out there.
It really was.
Mikey Spike he got the initial penetration in there. And that was Mosser to make Mosser change direction, and then a whole host of Red Devils were able to come up and clean that up. So nice job that time on the little bubble screen.
And to put Princeton in 2nd down and 8, that feels like a massive win.
Yeah, we haven't had them in a lot of 2nd and 3rd and longs today.
The stands coaches are, again, letting their opinion be voiced. And now here's a throw out to our near side. It's going to be caught by...
Well, that was Collins, and they put Collins in motion, then they brought him back out here to the flat. And again, it looked like they were trying to double him. Mikey was underneath him. It looked like Elijah was over top of him, but they were still able to find him in the flat. Elijah gave him a lot of cushion out there, and I guess you do that with that kind of speed. But if Elijah comes up just a little bit, he might be able to shut that off before they were able to get that kind of yardage on it.
As Chase Barker brings his team to the line. Here's the snap. It's a handoff up the middle, and Oak Hill is all over that.
Yeah, Adam Long did a nice job from his inside linebacker position. Now, Lowe spun off of him. You see Lowe's athleticism there. But Adams' penetration he was able to stop Lowe before Lowe was able to really get going. But again, I'm acting like that's a great stop. They got 5 yards on that, 4 yards. So that just shows you how dynamic Princeton is. Even when they get 4 or 5 yards, we're up here talking about it like it's a win when, we would take that all day long from our standpoint.
Football is a crazy game sometimes. Chance Barker once again in the backfield. He will take the snap. He was going to throw it, but there's a whistle, and I don't see a flag down.
Yeah, there's a flag on the far side. We might
there it
have
is,
a
yep.
false start or illegal motion.
We'll find out what it is.
I'm guessing up here.
Dead ball, false start, offense, in the world. 5-yard penalty. 4 seconds down.
None will back him up, make it 2nd and 11.
So across the front right now, you got Tyler Ashmore, James Green, James Ludwig, Aaron Higginbotham. That's a small front four with Mason and Adam Long as the inside linebackers. So again, that's a small defensive front up here for Oak Hill right now.
Chance Barker wants the ball. He has the ball. He's got a man out on the near side. That's Dom Collins, and Oak Hill finally brings him down close to the 15-yard line.
Yeah, good pursuit to the ball, and you have to have that with a guy like Dom Collins. So when Collins gets the ball, he's always looking to make that first man miss, and a lot of times he's looking to try to go across the field and use that speed. And the pursuit to the ball, Oak Hill was able to cut him off that time before he was able to get going.
So they get 3rd and 5 for Princeton here, up 27-7. And I would dare say they're looking to put the nail in the coffin, run away and hide. And we got another whistle and a flag on the near side. Now I think I saw the false start motion from our official here on the near side.
Yeah, we've had a lot of flags today.
Dead ball, false start, offense, 25.
Some of them picked up, some of them overturned, but a lot of flags regardless. And right now it looks like that they have been committing 2 men to Collins. It looks like, let's see what they do. It looks like they're not right now. They're maybe rolling the dice a little bit and seeing if they can keep him in man coverage. I see Elijah Gray lined up. Yeah, they're not committing 2 to him right now. They got Elijah Gray in man coverage on him.
And we're coming across the formation. Barker takes the snap. It's another screen out to Collins. He's got some running room. And he has the end zone. Touchdown, Princeton.
Yeah, nice number 55 for Princeton. That was Jimmy Bowling. He's a 6'1", 245-pound lineman. He came over on that screen and was able to kick out Elijah. And I don't know where the pursuit was for Oak Hill. I didn't see linebackers or linemen really scraping over on that. Once he kicked out Elijah, that was wide open. So Oak Hill just didn't react very good to that screen that time to Collins.
So it's 6 minutes even to go in the 3rd quarter. It is 33-7, Princeton with the lead, and they will try to tack on the extra point here. Snap is back, kick is up, kick on the way, and that kick is good. So it's 34-7, Princeton with the lead. We will be right back on the New River Network right after this.
Are you in the need of extra storage around the house? Or maybe you're a seasonal renter looking for a place to store your belongings? Extra Space, Oak Hill's newest storage solution, is here to help you. Conveniently located at 1702 Main Street East in Oak Hill, we have units available for you. All of our units are clean and secure with sizes ranging from 10 by 10 to 10 by 20. Visit our website, extraspacewv.com, or call 304-663-8285. Extra Space for all your self-storage needs.
Into New River Network's coverage of high school football here in Princeton. A fantastic day. Weather-wise, not a fantastic day for the Oak Hill Red Devils, down 34-7 with 6 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Chris Rader, this has not been that day for Oak Hill, has it?
No, and we knew Princeton was a good football team coming in, and they've just outplayed Oak Hill. And sometimes you get the bear, and sometimes the bear gets you, and Princeton's been able to just outplay the Devils here today.
And that ball will be taken That's a good return. That's a good return. To about the 45. Oak Hill looks to be in business. I didn't get a number on that.
Yeah, that's a really nice return. That was Z. Lewis on the return that time. Touchdown saving tackle by Jace Gum. Z just tried to run him over right there in the middle of the field. Gum held his ground, but yeah, that's a really nice return for Z. Lewis. Puts Oak Hill in business in the Princeton side of the field.
If I may, the touchdown saving tackle, that is a for the brand moment.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you're watching Pat McAfee, don't know why I'd be watching a high school football game in West Virginia, but oh well. I think he was down in Athens, Georgia today.
Yeah, I think he was.
Malachi takes the snap. It's a faked handoff, and he'll try to find some running room. He does. I don't know how he got out of that, but he does, and will get a first down out of it.
I don't either. He danced out of that. They did something different that time. So they had Tyler Ashmore lined up in the wing, and he went right down the seam on a pass pattern that time, and he was open too. Princeton had nobody on him, but Malachi got some pressure and then tucked it, and he turned nothing into something because it looked like he was going to be sacked. But, yeah, a little different, little wrinkle that time from Oak Hill. Tyler Ashmore's usually in there as a blocker. That time he was at that H-back position, went right down the seam. They could come back to that if they want to because he was open.
Elijah Gray checks in for Tyler Ashmore, and now Malachi comes out with the play call.
Yeah, this is more their traditional four-receiver set.
Then we'll come across the formation. It's Armani Hicks. Malachi takes the snap. He'll try to find some passing room. He does, and that pass is nearly picked off.
Yeah, two Princeton players collided. In fact, I think Bradley Mosser's shaken up a little bit. He's going to come out. He's holding that arm. Looked like he and Marvian Howard collided that time trying to break up the pass.
Oh, yeah, he definitely took the brunt of that one.
Malachi did a nice job. He felt pressure from the outside and stepped up in the pocket, kept his eyes downfield, but wasn't able to fit it in there between the two Princeton defenders. Princeton's secondary's done a really nice job tonight, other than a couple busted coverages. But other than that, there's been a lot of pass plays. I've been looking downfield. Malachi just has nowhere to go with the ball.
We've got a timeout, I think. Or is it a stoppage? Yeah, okay, now we're good. Maybe. Yep. So from the 35-yard line, it's second down and 10 for the Red Devils here. 5:04 to go in the third quarter. Malachi will keep it himself. And that, he went right into a whole host of Tigers.
Well, the first one there was Markel Lowe.
Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, Markel Lowe was first one there again. And they've done a really nice job of taking away Oak Hill's ground game, and that's been JD and Malachi. And I can tell you, the first game when these teams played, Malachi had a really nice game on the ground, and JD did too. Actually, Oak Hill moved the ball better the first game than they've been able to move it this game. So Princeton's made some adjustments themselves defensively from earlier in the season, and they've done a better job against Oak Hill's ground game.
Crowd into it, Hill on a 3rd and 9 from the 34. Here's the handoff to, no, it's not a handoff. Malachi will go back, about 10 yards or so. Put him back at the 46.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened on there. They pulled Tyler again. I don't know if Tyler just missed his block that time trying to kick out the defensive end, but that play was completely blown up, and I saw some confused looks. Some players holding their hands out looking at the sideline like somebody missed an assignment. Tyler Ashmore's going to come out now, and Elijah Gray's going to check back in.
Already 3:40 to go here in the third quarter. This third quarter has flown by.
And Dom Collins, who's the free safety, he's a good 25 yards downfield on this 4th and 19. It looks like Oak Hill's going to take a timeout here.
And we got a timeout on the field. We'll take it with them here. 34-7. Oak Hill is trailing in this one. We shall return to the near the network after this.
Adventure takes you here, but much of it starts right here in West Virginia. where Toyota has lived alongside hardworking West Virginians for over 25 years, investing over $2 billion in the Buffalo manufacturing plant and bringing in over 2,000 jobs. And that helps fuel the local economy. Thanks for making Toyota the #1 selling brand in West Virginia. See your dealer and start your adventure today. Toyota, let's go places.
Welcome back into New River Network's coverage of high school football here. Lucas Berry and Chris Rader with you, and with 3:29 to go here in the third quarter, Oak Hill is back out for a 4th and 19 here.
They might do that quick kick here again. No, they're going to
Go
play.
for it. And that pass is caught. It's a first down. And so with nothing else to lose, I guess, up with a bag of tricks.
And there's no trick. I don't know what happened on that. Princeton, again, just busted coverage. That's just Elijah Gray on a 4th and 19, running straight down the sideline, wide open. So it's just a busted coverage. I'm wondering if Princeton was thinking he was just going to back up and quick kick it again.
Yeah.
And because I wasn't sure if he was going to do that or not. So he might have just caught him asleep thinking that they were going to quick kick it, but down 34-7, you got to think they might try to roll the dice and go for it there.
Don't really have much to lose. Here's a quick out, and that's on the ground. Princeton struggles for it, and now they have it, and so all that yardage goes for naught. Princeton gets the ball once again.
Yeah, they had the screen set up nicely, but Michael DiGiacomo from his defensive end position, we got a flag down again. Let's see what this is. DiGiacomo was able to come over and make a nice play on Mikey and strip him of the ball. But we'll see if this stands up or not.
Blindside block, offense.
There's your answer.
So, yeah, DiGiacomo was able to come over and make a nice play on that. He reacted nicely to that screen to Mikey Spike.
Last play, ball was knocked out by the Tigers, number 8, DiGiacomo. Fumble recovery by number 19.
So Princeton will take over here in what has to be their worst starting field position of the day, back at their own 15.
Oak Hill's kind of going in that traditional defense they've ran all year with Malachi as a single high free safety now.
Man comes in motion. It's a handoff. And that maybe not a touchdown saving tackle, but that was a big play saving tackle.
Man, I'll tell you what, Markel Lowe is really impressive looking athlete too. So my angle that time to the play, you could see Lowe take the handoff and just a little jump cut, and he found the seam very quickly that time. So, man, Lowe is a really impressive athlete. He's had a heck of a game here tonight for Princeton.
Yeah, he has, on both sides of the ball.
Yeah.
Tigers don't appear in any rush now, up 27. Let that play clock run down. We're at 10 seconds on the play clock. Bring a man in motion. It's a pitch. And that'll get a first down there.
Another flag comes in. And we've seen a lot of late flags, too. Not only flags, but it seems like flags after the play's well over. But that time they brought Collins in motion across the formation behind the quarterback and just tried to run a little quick pitch to him. No-kill reacted to it pretty well, actually.
To bring that back a little bit.
Yeah, so they got, looks like that's Wyatt Klein, who's lined up in the slot. They got him on a hold that time, so that'll back Princeton back up there.
Under 2 minutes to play in our third quarter. Clock is winding now. Man comes in motion once again. It's a handoff. Go up middle for a good bit of yardage there.
Yeah, that puts them in a third manageable anyway. Again, they're running behind big Eli Campbell on the right-hand side there, and there's good reason to do that. He's a two-time All-State lineman. He's probably going to be three-time All-State by the time the season's over. And I mentioned earlier, he's heading to Air Force to continue his football playing career after this. So he must be a good student as well if he's going to Air Force.
Oh, yeah.
Bringing Collins in motion again here.
And they'll get it out to him. He'll try to cut back across the field, and this time he won't. He'll be back down toward the goal line.
So, yeah, Collins came in motion, then they motioned him back out from where he came, and they're trying to set up a little screen, but Oak Hill was all over that time. Mikey Spike did a nice job initially of blowing it up, and then Adam Long finished it off. Threw Collins for a nice loss that time.
56 long, 4th down.
That'll make it 4th down and 13 for the Tigers.
Finally, we're forcing a punt. First time we've punted today. It's going to be DeGiacomo back there punting it for Princeton. Looks like we got David Spalding back here at the 50 ready to receive it.
They do have to snap it before the end of the quarter, though, and they will snap it and they will get it off, and that's a pretty good kick. And
it's a real
it'll
good
go
kick.
out of bounds, and it'll be fielded at about the 42. And Oak Hill will have it at the 50-yard line, and we begin the 4th quarter. And so after 3, it is Oak Hill 7, Princeton 31. We'll be moving it right after this.
Are you in the need of extra storage around the house? Or maybe you're a seasonal renter looking for a place to store your belongings? Extra Space, Oak Hill's newest storage solution, is here to help you. Conveniently located at 1702 Main Street East in Oak Hill, we have units available for you. All of our units are clean and secure with sizes ranging from 10 by 10 to 10 by 20. Visit our website, extraspacewv.com, or call 304-663-8285. Extra Space for all your self-storage needs.
Adventure takes you here, but much of it starts right here in West Virginia, where Toyota has lived alongside hardworking West Virginians for over 25 years, investing over $2 billion in the Buffalo manufacturing plant and bringing in over 2,000 jobs. And that helps fuel the local economy. Thanks for making Toyota the #1 selling brand in West Virginia. See your dealer and start your adventure today. Toyota, let's go places.
And we are back with the 4th quarter about to begin here. Oak Hill taking over right at the 50-yard line. Let's hand off to J.D. Moritz up the middle. He will get the ball's out. And I think Princeton says they have it. And indeed they do.
It's just one of those deals, man, when it rains, it pours, and it's starting to pour on Oak Hill here a little bit. Just not their day, like you mentioned earlier. They're just getting beat by a better football team. Princeton has a really quality football team. Came in here 9-1, and only lost to Hurricane. And actually, Lucas, we've talked a little bit off air about this. Princeton is now set up for another home game next week, which nobody saw coming because of Parkersburg's upset of Hurricane last night.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I probably won't come down for that game, but I'll be very interested to watch this, see the atmosphere. This place will be rocking.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Man will come in motion. And that's a handoff. Yeah, we joked right as we came on to our broadcast, heard a random Go Tigers out there. I think that's going to be both of us now.
Yeah, like I said, but if Princeton wins this game, it looks like they're going to, I'll be a Princeton fan the rest of the way. An old Coalfield Conference team, and hopefully a team from the southern part of the state can make some noise in the playoffs. It's been a long time since that's happened in the AAA class.
Was the defending champion in AA, the Independence Patriots. They got off to a great playoff start last night.
Another upset, yeah, that was a big upset too, and they rolled them.
Barker will try to find some room to throw. He will be chased a crack across the field. And he finally goes down inbounds. All that did was kill a little bit of time.
That's such a nice. Adam Long is a really good linebacker. Man, he just pursues to the ball with such vigor, too. I've been really impressed watching him this year from that inside linebacker position. He has no quit on him, and did a nice job of running Barker down that time and keeping it to a fairly minimal gain.
We roll towards 10.5 minutes to go in our game, and they'll kill season in all likelihood, barring a miracle. Barker brings a man in motion. They'll hand the ball off. First down, Princeton.
Yeah, again, that was low that time, and they're just running. They're running at that smallish Oak Hill front right now, and they're getting about anything they want to. And when I talked to Rob before the game yesterday, they knew they were rolling the dice by putting the small guys out there. They wanted to try to offset Princeton's speed a little bit, but you are giving up a lot of size, and Princeton has been able to do what you would think they would do. They have a big offensive line, and they're just getting their hat on the smaller guys from Oak Hill and pushing them backwards.
Under 10 minutes to go here in our game. Pass. And that's right through his hands. A good coverage that time from Oak Hill.
It was. Z. Lewis had man coverage that time on Mosser, who's already got a touchdown here, but Z was with him step for step. Didn't quite get his head around, but didn't do anything to get called for pass interference either. So solid coverage at time from Z. Lewis.
Looks like Mosser's hand is fine from earlier.
Yeah, he got banged up a little earlier. He's checking back in the game, and yeah, he's a weapon you don't even talk about a lot when you talk about Barker and Lowe and Collins, and Mosser kind of gets lost in the mix, and he had 37 catches for over 500 yards himself coming in, 16 yards of reception.
Insane. That's all I can say about it. Stops the clock at 9:44 to go in our game. Here's the snap. It's a pass out here. That was wide open. And they'll get down to about the 26-yard line for Princeton. That is Wyatt Klein.
Yeah, it's the first time we've called his name tonight. So the route tree Princeton had that time, they had a guy going deep down the sidelines, and Oak Hill was reacting to the deep pattern, and Klein was by himself out here in the flat and had room to run as soon as he caught it. And they're going to get James Ludwig for roughing the passer. That's going to tack 15 onto that.
Now put him at about the 11. Tigers knocking on the door yet again.
This is a really impressive Princeton team, Lucas. I've been really, this is the first time I've seen them in person. First game this year I watched online, but I'm really impressed with them in person. They're solid.
Here's the snap. And he gets taken down. That's James Green in the backfield.
Yeah, and James did what they were hoping he could do. He was able just to use his speed to get by his man. James Green with a nice sack that time. You know, James Green had probably the best defensive game I've ever seen a player have in high school last year against Nicholas County. He had 18 tackles. 10 of them went for loss playing on the defensive line. I have never seen a more disruptive defensive game than that game from James Green. And he hasn't actually played defense this year either.
I remember that game. That was the first game I called for the River Network. That was a memorable game.
Oh, my gosh. He was fantastic that game.
And that's another running play. We'll kill more clock. Down 8.5 to go here in our fourth quarter.
Number 3, Lowe, the ball carrier for the Tigers.
Now, when you see Princeton in person, not only do they have the dynamic playmakers, all over the field, but they got really solid, good size up front. We've been talking a lot about Eli Campbell, but when you look down there, they have several kids that are just big, imposing-looking athletes down there. So Princeton, especially Hurricane getting beat last night, Princeton's going to be a problem for Parkersburg next week.
They really are. I remember when I was walking in here, came right past where Princeton was warming up, and at first I didn't really look with intent over to that side, as that pass goes into the end zone, and he's incomplete. That pass is incomplete.
That was a nice ball. He was trying to hit Malser in the corner that time, and Lewis had him in man coverage again. But Barker put that about the only place you could put it.
Yeah.
And Malser came down with it. They rolled him out of bounds. We don't have replay to see if he was or not. But again, solid coverage from Z. Lewis that time. He really forced him to the outside and used the sideline as an extra defender that time.
So they're going to kick a field goal here, but going back to your point about Princeton's size, I didn't even look over to where the play were warming up, but I could just see it. I got the periphery of my eye. We got some big boys over here.
They do. So this is Samir Abelhassan. He's the kicker for Princeton. He's wanted to try, what is this, a 34-yarder?
Yes, 34-yarder.
And Oak Hill might have been offsides on that. Yeah. Yeah, Adam has been coming off that edge all game trying to get a block. He is with no regard for his body, and he was getting ready to jet off that time again too.
That's a guy he never stopped playing.
No, he's got a motor that never quits.
So we'll line up once again for the field goal. And that kick is up. It's on the way. And that kick is good.
Yeah, nice kick by Abelhassan that time.
37-7. It's a 30-point lead for Princeton here with 7:47 to go in the fourth quarter. We will be right back on the New England Network right after this.
Here at Tyree Funeral Home, we strive for comfort, tradition, and excellence. We strive to help each family in their time of need so that no one will be turned away. Offering 2 locations and options for traditional or same-day services. To make it easier on your loved ones, we also offer pre-need planning. I am Jonathan Wood, and I will continue to keep the same tradition that Joe Tyree taught me, the Tyree way.
Into the New England Network as we wind down the game here. 7:47 to go in the fourth quarter. It's a 30-point lead for Princeton, 37-7. A lot of sevens out there, not a whole lot of them lucky for Oak Hill tonight.
I want to give Adam Long credit. This is a 30-point game. The game's over. He is just absolutely coming in every extra point on that field goal as well, and just laying out trying to get a block. You really appreciate that kind of effort, even when things aren't going your way, you know?
Exactly. I think the crowd may have thought that ball came out, but it didn't.
I thought it came out for a minute too, actually. Yeah, from up here, I thought it might have came out as well. And actually, you see a Princeton kid coming. He's getting out of the pile with it, but they said it was down.
We always talk about how officials have a thankless job, and they do.
They do.
But I've never been one. I've never envied an official having to figure out who came out of a pile with the wall.
No, I don't either. I never envy officials too. With all the technology we have, we still use an official's foot for the spot. They come in 50 yards from the side and mark it with their foot. Can we do better than that?
Snap is back. Quick pass. Elijah Gray has it. He's got some running room. He'll take it out across the 35. As the rugby scrum breaks out near the 40.
Yeah, that time Elijah just came out 5 yards, sat down right in the middle of the field, and Malachi put it right on him. Again, I don't know if that's a busted coverage or if they just found a soft spot in the zone, but Princeton's done a really good job tonight here in their secondary, but we have seen 3 or 4 busted coverages, so they're going to have to clean that up before they play Parkersburg next week, because we've seen some Oak Hill receivers just running wide open.
Finishing your point about how we use the referee's foot, I've long thought that couldn't we mount a laser on the bottom of the down markers, just have it shining across the field?
Yeah, I've thought that too. You would think technology could probably do that by now. Nice little bubble screen that time for Elijah Gray. And Oak Hill just hasn't been able to get their screen game going here. They just haven't been able to get a lot going. Princeton's done a really nice job defensively of just taking away about anything Oak Hill's wanted to do. And again, the first game, Oak Hill moved the ball pretty well against Princeton, but that hasn't been the case here today.
We've got We've got a timeout on the field, and we'll take it with him. Here on the Newman Network. 7:02 to go in our contest. Stay with us.
At CAMC, we are driven by the challenges of the heart, inspired by its ability to be repaired through clinical excellence and advanced technologies. We have the training and experience to treat complex cardiac issues with minimally invasive procedures, cutting-edge therapies, and surgical advancements. Our understanding of the heart extends far beyond what makes it tick. That's what drives us to be the state's most trusted hospital in cardiac care.
Again to the Newman Network's coverage of high school football here. 7:02 to play in our game. 37-7. Princeton with the lead. Oak Hill, though, on the move here, trying to get something to finish out their season.
Yeah, I want to try to finish this out on a positive note. I still see a lot of starters in there for Princeton. They might have some backups in along the defensive line, but I'm still seeing a lot of starters in their secondary. I still see Collins out there, and I still see Markel Lowe out there. Actually, Markel Lowe's going to
I think he's going to be ushered off.
He's going to check out now. And checking in is going to be Brady Klein. He's a 5'8", 165-pound sophomore. If I'm Princeton, this is the time of the game. I might be thinking about getting some backups in, up 30 with 7 minutes to go, and you don't want any silly injuries here at the end of the game.
No. Snap is back. That's wide open. He'll catch it, and they'll get down to about the 20.
So that's the pump and go. We've seen Oak Hill do that several times this year. They show that screen action, and then they sneak a receiver down the sideline. That time the receiver was Carson Treadway, who's the freshman, who's made some nice plays for Oak Hill this year. I think Carson's going to be a really good player for the Devils in the future, and Malachi put it right on him. Nice job.
As Oak Hill will be brought to the line, it's JD once again. He will dive forward for a few yards there.
Kalen Kaiser from his defensive end position. I've called Kaiser's name. I've called DeGiacomo's name several times today from their defensive end positions. They've done a real nice job of being able to shut off some of those runs before JD's been able to get going.
We wind under 6.5 to go here in the game.
Malachi jogging all the way over to the sideline to get the play.
He'll get back in the huddle with like 10 seconds to go in the play clock.
Yeah, they're going to have to get on the ball now because they're definitely, that's 6 and ticking right now.
And they will get it off. Malachi has a incompletion on that one.
That's a really nice play that time out from the corner position. That was Marvian Howard. He did a really nice job on that little slant that time of getting his arm around there and breaking it up without interfering. That wasn't interference either. That's really solid defensive back play that time from Howard. And he's a junior. He'll be back for the Tigers next year.
This crowd, which has decreased a little bit.
Well, I think people are trying to beat the traffic, get home, get settled in for the Mountaineers tonight.
I think you're right. That's what I'm going to do.
That's what I'm going to do, too.
As soon as we get out of here. Hoping for a closer game to this, unless, of course, West Virginia wants to blow Oklahoma out. That's fine with me, too. As Malachi goes down in the backfield, he's sacked.
Well, Markel Lowe tracked him down. That shouldn't be a surprise. He just tracked, and there's a lot of kids that won't be able to do that with Malachi from behind, but Markel Lowe using that speed from his linebacker. He might be playing like a hybrid linebacker safety. I can't really tell, but, man, he has been fantastic all game today for Princeton.
I think the position he's playing game wrecker.
Yeah, absolutely. He just shot in like a missile that time and drug Malachi down from behind that time. They're trying to get that QB sweep going, and he was having none of it.
Malachi. Now we've got the proper number of guys on the field, trying to get them all lined up. They do. Before the play clock runs out, Malachi is got a man downfield, and that pass is going to be knocked away. I think Oak Hill wanted a pass interference, and they're not going to get it.
Yeah, I don't think there was. I was watching that down there. Elijah Gray was trying to run a little post corner route that time, and Bradley Mosser was with him step for step, and they actually had a safety there back there as well. But yeah, that was just good coverage. I don't think there was any PI on that. Just good coverage that time from Princeton.
Since Agnes will take over here with 5:04 to go in the game, trying to salt this one away and just, like you said, get home. And for the coaching staff, get started on Parkersburg. For the players, get started on WVU.
Yeah, I'm still seeing Chance Barker still out there, Markel Lowe still out there. So Princeton, Campbell still out there on the line. So Princeton still has their starters in here.
And Barker will throw, and that pass is going to be.
It's complete, but yeah, he hit DiGiacomo. It was low. DiGiacomo had to go to his knees to even catch it, so play was dead before it even got started, really.
As Princeton will be in no hurry to run the next play, I wanted to bring up just some fun facts I learned while doing some research for this game. This is Princeton's first playoff win since 2002, when they beat North Marion 14-7 right here. It's been a while for the Tigers.
Well, they've really built their football program up. They've done a great job down here. This is at least the second year in a row. It might be longer that they've made the AAA playoffs. Yeah, and they got a win here, and they have a really good shot with Hurricane getting beat of advancing to the semifinals. We don't want to count chickens before they hatch, but
they've got a shot.
They do. They have a really excellent shot to get into the semifinals.
I think that's every player's dream, have a Thanksgiving practice and give yourself a chance to have an early December practice.
So we're winding down here. Oak Hill's obviously going to lose this game, and the unfortunate part about this is this is always the last game for your seniors.
Oh, yeah.
So these guys have been part of a really terrific team, a really terrific season for Oak Hill, and in a minute here I want to recognize the seniors who were playing their last game in a Red Devil uniform, because they've really had a heck of a year.
As the flag comes down behind the play.
I think that's going to be a hold out there again on number 21 for Princeton. They're trying to get Collins. That's Wyatt Klein, who I think they're going to get on the hold. And this might be as much for Collins' psyche as anything else, because as good as the game's been, Collins hasn't been able to get uncorked for the most part. He did have that one touchdown catch down here earlier in the second half, but they haven't been able to get the ball to Collins for a lot, so they might be trying to just to get Collins in the mix here and get him prepared for next week against Parkersburg. So I want to recognize the seniors for Oak Hill. We got Elijah Gray, we have Malachi Lewis, who have both had terrific years. Jazir Battle, Braxton Keffer, who went out earlier this year with an injury, Aaron Higginbotham, Caden Green, Mason McMullen, Adam Long, who's had a terrific year, Colton Naylor, and Manfredi Spatola, who I think is an exchange student. These guys have just been part of a terrific team for Oak Hill, had a really great year, and we want to recognize the seniors for having a special year for the Devils.
Absolutely. They have helped to lay the foundation for what this program can be going forward, as that pass falls incomplete.
Yeah, they were trying to get Lowe out there in the flat, just overthrew him a little bit. Adam Long came in and cleaned it up. There, fans wanting a flag there. Adam cleaned it up there at the end. Adam playing to the very end.
Hey, it's the last time it's going to play for the Oak Hill Red Devils. You may as well leave it all out there on the field. And to your point, let's recognize that last year this team was 5-5, knocked on the door of the playoffs. They got beaten at home by Woodrow, knocked them out. This year they go 8-2, come into this one with a first-year head coach who never been a head coach before at any level. That's some statement Oak Hill made this year.
Well, it is, and it's not only a testament. It's a testament to Coach Marion and his staff. And I've been saying Coach Marion and his staff all year. I want to call out their names because the assistant coaches have done a terrific job getting this team prepared each and every week too. So Chris Selvey, David Gorby, Rob Long, Chris Austin, Derek Showalter. If I'm missing anybody, I am terribly sorry. I'm going by the names on the SSAC roster, but just a fantastic job by the whole coaching staff, Lucas, because especially offensively, this is a completely different scheme than what they were running last year. And high school coaches don't get the same time with their players as college coaches and obviously NFL guys who do it for a living. So to be able to come in and implement a very different offensive scheme and have this kind of success is a testament to the coaches and the players.
Amen. And I will say this as a proud Red Devil alum. They have made me very proud this season. Whole team has, whole organization has. Malachi will get it out, and Spalding got lit up.
Yeah, you got to get your blocks out there. And that time somebody forgot to block Jordan Cooper, and David Spalding's ribs paid the price for it. Big hit that time. No, I agree with you. You know, when you play high school football, you play for your school and you play for your community, and these kids have done a really nice job of representing both this year. So I'm proud of them too. And like you said, this is a great Coach Marion's trying to build a culture. He's trying to build a program at Oak Hill, and this is a fantastic start. And then, you know, next year coming in, you don't have that same learning curve offensively. These kids know the offensive scheme now.
That's a big difference year 1 to year 2 when you know what to expect. Malachi will not spin out of that one, and second team becomes third in the country mile.
Yeah, Kalen Kaiser again. We've called his name several times. Malachi just looking for something downfield. Couldn't find it, tried to hang in the pocket, and just held on the ball just for a little bit too long that time.
As we wind down, 2 minutes and counting to go here in our game in an Oak Hill season, which will end 8-3. Princeton will move to 10-1, and they will host Parkersburg right here next week. And JD will plow ahead to the 30-yard line. It'll be 4th and still a mile.
Oak Hill does have some good pieces coming back next year. They lose some key players, but JD is one of those pieces who come back. Armani Hicks comes back. James Ludwig, just a sophomore, he'll be back. Levi Kiska, who was the backup to Malachi this year, we'll to see if he wins the quarterback position next year as a senior. And then looking down my roster, Brandon Champion, who's had a solid year on the offensive line, he'll be back.
And
Derek Sullivan.
Princeton got to the punt, and that punt will be blocked, so the Tigers will take over there with a solid minute to go. Can't imagine you being in anything but a kneel-down situation here.
One of the things on the agenda in the offseason is probably going to be to work on the punt game a little bit. It's gotten a little worse as the season's progressed, so that's going to be something they can work on, is the punt game.
And it does appear that Princeton is in victory formation, a modified version of it. And they are in victory formation, so we'll kneel the clock down. Oak Hill has no real reason to stop it. And that will begin to do it as the crowd rises to the field at Honeycutt Stadium and cheers on their Tigers after a 30-point win, 37-7 over the Oak Hill Red Devils. As we mentioned, Oak Hill's season will come to an end here at 8-3. But as disappointing as it is to have lost the University last week and then losing this one, there are a whole lot of positives you can draw from this season with the Red Devils.
Well, yeah, this isn't the time where you want to talk about, you know, everybody's kind of bummed. I am too, but they've had a terrific season and they've done us proud. And you hate to see it come to an end, but they lost to a really quality football team. And Oak Hill has a lot to build off of moving forward.
Absolutely, as the clock winds down, 5, 4, down to 3, as the handshake line commences, 1, and there is the horn. 37-7 is your final score. Chris, it's been a pleasure doing this with you this season, splitting time with, you got the best of both worlds, me and Greg Chris.
Well, I don't know if that's the best of both worlds or not, but I kid. No, well, it's been a lot of fun for me too. I really enjoy doing these games. It's been a fun season. and I appreciate the opportunity for Darren to do them. And we'll see. Basketball season's coming up, and if schedules allow, I would love to do a basketball game here or there. So absolutely.
It's been a pleasure being with Chris today. It's been a pleasure being with you, and not really much else to say as we draw the 2023 Elk Hill Red Devils football season to a close. For Chris Rader, I'm Lucas Berry, Darren McGuffin up there throwing the switches. Thank you so much for being with us all season long here on the Maneuver Network. Goodbye, everyone.
Princeton website for their athletics for the exact day and time. So we will be back here at Honeycutt Stadium next weekend for Princeton Tigers versus Parkersburg in the second round of the West Virginia State playoffs.
Here at Tyree Funeral Home, we strive for comfort, tradition, and excellence. We strive to help each family in their time of need so that no one will be turned away. Offering 2 locations and options for traditional or same-day services. To make it easier on your loved ones, we also offer pre-need planning. I am Jonathan Wood, and I will continue to keep the same tradition that Joe Tyree taught me, the Tyree way.
At CAMC, we are driven by the challenges of the heart, inspired by its ability to be repaired through clinical excellence and advanced technologies. We have the training and experience to treat complex cardiac issues with minimally invasive procedures, cutting-edge therapies, and surgical advancements. Our understanding of the heart extends far beyond what makes it tick. That's what drives us to be the state's most trusted hospital in cardiac care.
Bankruptcy is complicated. My clients are hardworking individuals who, through no fault of their own, find themselves trapped. We are West Virginians representing West Virginians against big corporations, banks, and insurance companies. We've always done it, we're always going to do it, and we're always going to fight the good fight. No matter how big the company, no matter how big the corporation, we're going to stand up for West Virginians.
Are you in the need of extra storage around the house? Or maybe you're a seasonal renter looking for a place to store your belongings? Extra Space, Oak Hill's newest storage solution, is here to help you. Conveniently located at 1702 Main Street East in Oak Hill, we have units available for you. All of our units are clean and secure with sizes ranging from 10 by 10 to 10 by 20. Visit our website, extraspacewv.com, or call 304-663-8285. Extra Space for all your self-storage needs.
Adventure takes you here, but much of it starts right here in West Virginia, where Toyota has lived alongside hardworking West Virginians for over 25 years, investing over $2 billion in the Buffalo manufacturing plant and bringing in over 2,000 jobs. And that helps fuel the local economy. Thanks for making Toyota the #1 selling brand in West Virginia. See your dealer and start your adventure today. Toyota, let's go places.